Good morning. It's not Sunday, it's Saturday. I don't know why that says Sunday. Because on my screen it says Saturday, as in I've logged it says Saturday show, and for some reason it came up as Sunday. Never mind.
But it feels like
where we are.
It feels
I
like
tell you what, that's it. I can guarantee my computer probably thinks it's Sunday as well, because after yesterday it definitely feels like a Sunday today.
Yes, it does. I'm with you with that.
By Tuesday I'll be absolutely, yeah. Anyway, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are in the world. Lovely to have you here. Welcome to the Easter extravaganza, which is the Flooring Models live shows. We're going to be with you till around about midday, and then we'll be back with you tomorrow morning through to midday. We are all currently building. I am building this beautiful kit, which is not giving me any problems whatsoever.
Perfect in every sense of the word.
It's like Tamiya-esque.
Oh yeah.
Then I woke up.
And the S.
Yes, S. S for
Let's you try the undercarriage.
Oh, thanks. You didn't mention that one either. You didn't mention the wings don't fit, and you didn't mention that actually now the undercarriage doesn't go on.
It goes on.
And to top it all off, my nose weight's just fallen out. But I've still got one in there, so I'm hopeful it'll still be enough. So it'll be fine. Anyway, we'll look at that properly in a moment. And are you all good, Nathan? You had a nice evening and that? All good?
I did, yeah. I'm completely thrown what day it is already. It's complete.
Yes.
Finishing work on a Thursday's thrown me. But yeah, nice chilled out day yesterday. Dodged the rain and thunder and everything else that weather thrown at us. But yeah, been nice.
Very good. Excellent. Very, very nice. And Andy, how are you doing? All right?
Yeah, I feel absolutely wonderful.
Well, you looked rough as earlier. He came into us literally and he's like, I said, he's not a morning person, is he?
and I said, yes, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning.
That's it.
Yeah, I've not. I'm not particularly very well at the moment. Just cold and yeah. Oh.
You're never well. That's it. It's just different levels of illness.
Well, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, this is like.
This is iller. He's iller today. Not just ill.
Yeah.
He's iller today.
Yeah.
But he's a proper trooper, and will fight it.
Yeah.
And if anyone sees him keel over, just let us know. Right, Matt, how are you doing? You finished it yet? Is it painted, done, weathered? Jesus.
In primer.
It's in primer.
It's in primer.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, we'll get some paint on it this morning, I think. And then obviously I've got the base to knock together as well. So that'll keep me busy for a couple of hours.
Very cool. Very, very cool indeed.
Yeah.
And sorry, go on. Yeah.
I was about to say, just in chat, Chris says that he survived his massive drive to QLD. Is QLD some supermarket or something that's about 1,000 miles away from him?
Well, it probably is if it's in Queensland.
Oh, Queensland. Is that QLD, is it?
That's a DIY stuff.
DIY stuff. Yeah, 1,000.
It's next to home base. It's between home base and B&Q.
They have Bunnings there, don't they? Bunnings in Australia. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but I think QLD normally means Queensland. So I'm just going with that one. There we go. Anyway, good morning to everybody who is obviously in the YouTube land as well. Yes, we are live with you this morning. Hopefully you've seen the show we recorded on Thursday night. Yesterday, that was up with you, so we can see you all down in there. We'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Hello, obviously, to the Flory family as well. Nice to see loads of you watch the Apache, part 1 of the Apache. Thank you for the kind feedback on that. Obviously, we'll be pushing on with that one next week. And that for the guys who are talking to me about flying in DCS and that, it's really difficult, as I know, because I've tried to do it before, but what we will do is try and pin down a time and we'll all get together on a server and go flying if you want. But as I said, it's very difficult for me to do it because of life, editing, work and everything else, and obviously time zones with you guys as well. So trying to get all the planets to align is a bit difficult to sit down for a couple of hours on DCS. But anyway, we'll sort something out in the future. We'll have a Flory model squadron. What could go wrong? So yes.
Yeah, fratricide probably.
Yes. Plenty of blue on blue, definitely. So anyway, we are all good. Lots of you have obviously been posting up your work, obviously onto the Flory Models forum. We've now got a proper area, guys. I know I didn't yesterday. It's literally I just run out of times, but we've got one down in here, and I've put it down as the Easter Fun builds. Some of you have asked me to move them. I've moved about 10 this morning. Sorry, about 4 this morning. One of them's gone slightly wrong. I'll sort it out after the show this afternoon and try and get them all moved in and everything else. But if you want to post up your builds down in here, guys, we will go through it and we'll get them all sorted as well. So if you want to put your builds down in there, just make sure you put them in the Easter Fun build. If you're a non-member and you want to show your work, you can do as well. You can pop over to our Instagram page just here. And as you can see, like lots of people have done, you can post up pictures of your work down in here and we'll have a look at these as well. All right. So just pop along to the official Flory Models, just tag us into it and you'll come into our nice tagged area here and we can have a look at some of your great work a little bit later on in the show as well. So if you want to get involved, that's the easiest and the best way to do it as well. What is going on in the background?
Sorry, I'd locked the Wi-Fi.
Sniggering. You locked the Wi-Fi? Doing that thing on the window?
I left the key in the back door and she couldn't get in.
On purpose, I bet.
Yes,
No,
that's
I forgot.
Is that thing tapping on the window? Who the hell's that? Oh, it's you. Sorry.
I thought that was coming. I just heard the car door go. I was like, "Oh, keys in the back door, isn't it?" Oops,
I seem to remember Phil doing that once.
I've done that many times, I think, over the years now, haven't I? We did it recently, as I say, because Tabs came in through the back door, was knocking on this window, and I thought she was playing. Turns out she wasn't. Genuinely couldn't get in. So yes, very, very good. Anyway, as I say, trust you're all doing well. If you want to get involved, that's the best ways to do it. So members, get your posts up. We'll have a look at those properly. And obviously, if you want to get involved on Instagram and stuff like that, it's the easiest way because we can see your pictures. Pop them up on there as well. All right. Don't email them over or any questions through email. Just to let you know, because normally after the show, I get a load of them. But obviously, I can't do emails as we're doing all of this. I've got 3 screens going as it is and 2 computers. And I can't keep up with it. So trying to do emails as well as is a little bit of a thing. I will say, though, big thank you to everybody who's bought things. Honestly, I'm blown away. I know you were all bored yesterday, but sales were just massive. We're having like 45 sales over on Friday and overnight as well. So a big thank you to everybody who's bought everything off the Flory store. And then as a beautiful segue, don't forget, we can pop over to the PM store. Here it is. And we've got, oh God, here we go again. 20% off all marked prices, but don't forget, all marked prices are 10% off the marked price that you see. So the marked price you're paying is 10% lower. Add 20% onto your marked price, gets you to 30% off. That's it. I'm only going to say that once.
That's it. I
Rewind
like that.
it.
Leave it.
Do you like that one? We'll leave it just there after the confusion on Friday. So on Thursday night. So yes. So basically, all marked kits are 10% off anywhere on the actual PM site. So this is pmmodelsuk.com. Just pop over to there. There is a link down below on the Facebook thing, I think. All right, you can go just down in there. And then obviously we've got 20% off of the 10 mark price, giving you 30% off the retail price on all Airfix kits and all Tamiya armor kits. All right. Plus the fact on top of that, we've got our specials offer. So these are already highly discounted. And then you get an extra 10% off of these, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, 10% off.
God, it worked.
They're everything. They're everything else. Yeah.
Yes, this is everything else section. Yes.
Can I just butt in? I just want to show you something. If you can nip to Hasegawa.
Hasegawa. Asgard.
So, because we've got in one of Phil's favourites.
We do. I've got lots of favourites in here.
Yes. Yeah. Which one? The Skyhawk? The Harrier?
I was going to say, which one? You can take the entire top row of Bill.
The Skyhawk.
Yes, definitely.
And the Harrier.
Yeah.
Are 2. And then we've got the little Eurofighter in. So obviously, you get an extra 10%. Why hasn't that got a thingy on it, Andy? That Skyhawk.
Good question.
Because it's fully discounted already.
Yeah, I think it probably is actually. This is rushing on.
But what I do want to say is a shameless plug to me is I've done a really fantastic review on the P40 War Up, which is an absolutely great little kit, the little 48th one. So
yes, beautiful little kit, definitely.
Great little kit. So yeah, absolutely. We've got a bit of Hasegawa in as well, which will then be discounted as like extra 10% off that mark price. So
anyway, also we've got the weapon sets. I Sorry, I will point out the weapon sets as well. These are the ones we were talking about on previous shows, and I dug them all out, if you might remember. I don't know if it was just the members show, but I've got tons of these things, and I highly recommend them. So definitely this one down in here for smart weapons, things like that, because that's all your laser-guided bombs and your GPS-guided bombs, and a couple of other bits and pieces down as well for the pods. So it's dead handy to have that. If you build Hasegawa, you're going to need it. All right, and obviously up here as well, we've got the rockets and the early LGBs and things like that, as well as you get Phoenix missiles down in there as well. And as we all know, the Hasegawa Tomcat doesn't come with any, so if you want to do it, you need the Phoenix missiles after that set. But you get nice rockets as well, so it's a good pack. They are both the good ones, shall we say. That's why we got them in. And if you want the ground crew, you fancy doing anything, then obviously with a more modern paint job, you can bring them up to today's standard. So maybe not the helmets, but the rest of the crew you can, no problem at all. So very, very nice indeed on the Hasegawa front. Highly, highly, highly recommended. So,
can we just go back on the formula, look at Dragon while we're there?
Dragon?
Please.
Dragon?
Oh, this is going to get expensive every time you do this.
Because Dragon, we already have 20% marked off. Mm-hmm. So with the extra, then there's 10% off Dragon as well.
So it's 30% off Dragon.
Yeah, it's fair. 20% plus 10% doesn't make 30%. But yes, it's near enough 30%.
It's close enough. Round it off. In my head, it does.
Yeah, the rest of the site, you said 10% off. It's actually all 12% off.
Okay.
So 12% plus.
Andy, that's not confuse everyone. That's just keep it at round numbers, eh? Yeah, shut up and get on with your war orc. Clearly, because you're going to confuse everybody again. So,
£100, you took 50% off.
Shush now. Shush. Hush.
If you took another 50%
someone
off,
mute him.
It wouldn't be worth nothing. It'd be worth 25.
Can you put it in your basket and then see the discount before you commit to buying?
Yes.
That's the way to do it.
Just how percentage you're taking the percentage off the remainder, not the percentage off the whole thing again.
So like GCSE maths suddenly, isn't it?
Yeah. This is A-level maths, to be honest.
It's not A-level maths, it's kindergarten maths.
Right, we're moving on now because it's boring. Right, anyway, I've been busy on the lightning, which is, don't forget, it's the sword lightning, is this particular one. Lovely kit, very nice marking options as well. All right. So when I said lovely kit, to be honest, it's a bit rough and ready. You might remember, just to bring you up to speed, I did this one as a live build a couple of years ago. We did it over the course of a weekend. And obviously, this is the Airfix kit, which is lovely. This one, it's a kit. It's a plastic model kit. All right. So some of the little problems I've had, just to bring you up to speed, was that the inside down in here, the instrument panel. Well, it's not the instrument panel, it's where the feet go, which is further down in here, because there's a little combing that's going to go over this. But to be honest, it caused a bit of a spread problem up here. But if you just shave a little bit off the edge, it does fit then, and it fits down in there lovely. I've now removed the blue tack, so that's down out the way now and all the rest of it. So basically, we've just glued the two halves together. And considering this doesn't have any locating pins and all the rest of it, it's actually quite a good fit. Once it goes in there, no problem at all. There's a nice solid fit up around this rear sort of bulkhead. So that really helps out right the way through. And no, I haven't put that fan thing in there, as you can see right the way through, which is handy because already the weights are falling out. But I think what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of PVA glue on them and I'll drop it in. One's in there currently, so I'm hoping it'll be enough. But if not, I'm going to then obviously we'll just put a bit of PVA glue, drop it in through the back when it's all together, and we'll be fine. Because I haven't put the nozzles together because they can be fitted very last thing. And actually, again, that's a very, very nice fit. So we've got no problem with the nozzles going in there. One small problem I have had though is fitting the wings, because you might notice these tabs, they're not the biggest in the world. In fact, they're pretty much useless. All right. So not only are they useless, they don't fit. So I've already shrunk these down by around about a mil and a half, made them shorter. And I've had to thin this out, and I've spread this just a little bit down in here to actually make them, well, go in the slot. To be honest, once they're in, it's not too bad. All right, it's not a really bad fit. This one over here, I've done a little bit better, and it's almost load bearing, as you can see, and it's actually not a bad fit. So again, although they are not much going on in here and not showing much, it is. What I did think about, you could put a piece of plastic card in here and here, and then with 2 bits of plastic card, you could then just slot it together to give you a little bit of help of trying to get them to set. But for speed, what I'm going to end up doing, apologies for the noise, is I'm literally going to probably tack these with a little bit of super glue just so I can check the alignment and make sure they're all nice. Then I'll come in obviously with a little bit of extra thin to weld it up to get these to go in. Again, the tail, there's no tab or anything at all, so it is a case of you put it in and then you're going to be marked one eyeball to make sure it's pointing in the right direction. So we're going to have to do that. And the tail planes, which to be honest I won't put on until very last, again there's nothing here. So if you wanted to, you could drill a small little hole, perhaps a little bit of wire or a pin or whatever you want to do right the way through and then go both together. But again, there's not a lot of meat on the bone down in there to be able to do that. So I'm probably just going to go with the old adage of we'll just tiny bit of super glue just to tack it, and then we'll come in and we'll weld it up with extra thin afterwards. So that's the plan for that one. Just to say, Nathan was correct about the canopy not fitting. So again, it's one of those ones where if you got this thing closed, I think it's going to be somewhat of a problem. So what I've done is, when I was playing with the spread of this, I've done it to basically be, it's the best of both worlds. So it does fit on here. So when we were sort of messing around here, we just slightly thinned it a little bit and we've managed to get that as a good fit. But the main canopy going on isn't that nice, because again, it's got a little bit of a spread issue problem here. This could probably do with being a little bit wider, because you've got a big flat surfaces on both sides. But if you're going to have this open, as we'll probably do with it, then I don't think it's actually going to make much of a difference. All right, so that's fine. So again, it's all going all right. It's just one of those ones where, you know, we spoke about it yesterday about taking your time and dry fitting. This is definitely one of those ones which does help with a little bit of dry fitting. But by the time we get all of this in and we get the canopy on, if you look at the single seat, as you can see, you can't see much in there anyway, especially through the dust. Yeah, there's not a lot to great see in there. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be fine for what we need in such a small scale. So what I'm going to do down in here in a minute is paint all this black. As that's drying, I'm going to seam and we'll put in the panel lines back in and do the seam lines all the way around. Once that's done, I can get the wings on. So they'll be drying off. We can dry brush down into the cockpit. We've got a colour photo etch set, which we'll pop into that one as off. We'll do the same with the seats, get all of those put in. And then what we'll do is we'll probably just mask over this temporarily, just to make sure we get no overspray down in there whilst we go for the painting. Plan of action for today or this morning is to get this thing totally together. This afternoon I'll get it into primer, and then hopefully what we can do is get some paint onto it, a base coat of paint using Mr. Metal colour. No, sorry, we're going to use Extreme Metals down in there for dark aluminium for the base colour. And then what I'll do is tomorrow morning we'll get all the other colours onto it with you. All right, so we can show a little bit of that all the way through. What I will do though is I'll take pictures as we make our way through this. I might even do a little short 2-minute video with me painting it as well, just so you guys can see it. But generally the surface detail is very nice. I think by the time we get it painted side by side, you're not going to notice too much of a difference, you know, as in the quality of the kit and everything else. It's just one of those, it just needs a little bit of work and fettling to get this thing all together. But when we get there, it'll be well worth it.
Phil, while you're on close cam, get the wing and look at the undercarriage bay and the wing. The last gift this kit is going to give you. See the socket where the undercarriage goes?
Yes.
Absolutely nothing to help you get all the geometry right.
Oh right, yeah, okay. So yeah, it's not even a socket, is it? It's just looks like an ejector pin mark. Right, yeah. So there's no angles and that to give you an idea, because it leans forward by how many degrees? Quite a lot, isn't it?
Quite a bit. The Airfix one, I'll give you the Airfix one plugs in and you get it right every time. But it's not too bad because you've got that little strut.
Yeah.
But even that's got, again, where that strut goes on the sword kit is anyone's guess.
Oh right, okay. So what we'll be doing is a bit mark one eyeball to look how that one is.
Yeah, Airfix make it nice and easy. Sword, leave it. There's just nothing in undercarriage bay.
No.
But don't be put off this kit, folks. It's all right.
To be honest, as you say, it's one of those. It's not pretty putting it together, and it doesn't feel like you're building a nice kit, but it is going together. There's no problem with it. I wouldn't say it's definitely not an unbuildable, and it's not even a challenging kit. It just needs to get it together. You know, once you got it together like now, and I think by the time we get the wings on, we'll be okay. I'm probably going to do a bit of plastic card just to shim right the way through, just to make the wings stay up a little bit and things. And if I had a bit more time, I would probably pin this. So I'd actually drill it and pin it right the way through. So you've got the tail planes are sitting at the correct angle and all the rest of it. But we will see. I think on the top here, it won't make too much of a difference. So
can you get a 1mm pin in for your tail?
Well, this is what I was thinking. If you can get a 1mm, but I have got some smaller ones than that. I've got little 0.5s and stuff as well, so might be able to get something in there a little bit smaller. So, but again, I think the tail itself doesn't look too bad. I think by the time that's in.
It's just weird how Sword can CAD a kit really well, recessed panel lines, accurate, but they don't, for some reason, they can't tool in like pins and stuff to help the builder. It's like almost done it like that's for the builder to worry about, isn't it? Because the surface detail's stunning, but there's no tabs to help you build it.
No. Be fine. Absolutely fine. No problem at all. What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
It definitely is that. Anyway, as you can see, Matt's putting on some paint.
Yep.
He'll come back in a minute and he'll tell us what he's spraying it in and all the rest of it. So he's doing, obviously, this is, for anyone who doesn't know, this is the Matchbox Priest in 176. Nice classic kit and all the rest of it. And obviously, we're keeping with the Christian, religious theme because it's a priest. Nathan, what are you up to?
While I was off camera, I don't know if this is, I think people have different approaches, but I've masked the edges of the canopy with thin tape, and then I'm going to put some liquid mask on, and then it's just a case of tidying up the leading edge of the wings, seams basically. That'll be in paint really quick, I think.
Yeah, nice.
So that'll be in paint super quick. But this is the Revell Germany kit. It's in a different box and keeps falling out. But yeah, this kit's lovely. Yeah, happy with that. It's just a matter of just finishing off the build this morning, I think, and then frying it over lunch. Spray it this afternoon.
Very nice. Cool. Coming on very, very nicely indeed. Again, beautiful little kit. It's one of those little wins, you open up the kit not quite knowing what you're going to get, and actually it's really nice.
I couldn't quite believe it when I opened it. As hang on, that's got recessed panel line. I was like, ooh, that's a really nice kit.
Unlike me, who was thinking this would probably be alright.
Isn't it?
When you're working very heavy at it, the bit as I am here, where I'm using a coarse sanding stick.
You can just hear that.
You hear that ripping through the plastic. Which I'll give you a quick tip here, which no one ever talks about. But everyone talks about sanding and stuff like that, which is amazing now I don't sell sanders now. But people used to say, why do you do such a coarse sanding stick? All right? So a bit of history to it. When I was doing all the testing of different grits and all the rest of it, and to be honest, we went through over 100 different types to get to where we got with our sanders back in the day, when they were available. Unfortunately, they're not anymore, right? But one of the things I learned very quickly is when you're sanding plastic, if you use too fine a sanding paper or grit, it generates heat. And also, if you've got a glued line like down in here, and I glued this about, 3 hours ago now. I did it very first thing this morning. And then what happens is that you generate heat as you're sanding. The heat then softens the joins, and then you can get a lot of ghost seams and things like that because you're generating heat. And the heat will soften the plastic, and it can actually change the molecular structure of the plastic. So you're better off getting something where you're just almost carving your way through very, very quickly, just to get the bulk of the work done very fast. Then you can switch over to something like a medium or even a fine sander and things like that, just to get rid of all the scratching. But all the heavy lifting has already been done by the first sanding pass, all right? So that's just taking care of everything, and all you're doing now is just fixing all the damage you've actually caused. But that just takes a couple of swipes and you're good to go again, So all I'm doing down in here is just sanding this back with a fine sander now. And then once we've got that in, we'll pop around with a sponge. And once we've got the sponge over it and all the rest of it, then we'll just go back in and re-scribe, re-rivet if it was needed. There's no riveting on this one, and I don't intend to re-rivet it. And we go through. If you find you get the little white marks, like we're getting just here, if I just pop back to me, like in here, normally that means one of two things. One is the glue's still soft, and what's happening is you're sanding into it. So instead of it sanding like it is here, it's actually tearing, because it's pulling it out. Or there's a very, very fine gap, and that way it's sitting into it. So the quickest way to deal with that is to literally come along with some extra thin and just pop it on there and then leave it. But this now will soften that entire area. So you don't want to come back here and sand it until that glue is totally dry. But it just gives you a clue of what's going on. So again, I've got another small one just up in here. Just a tiny little area. But again, you could sand through it. But normally at this point, if you're not through it by now and taking care of it, it probably means, that one's okay actually, it probably means you're going to just do something. Normally around these areas, you'll find that there was once a sprue tab or something else like that, and that's what's causing those little areas. And I'm pretty sure that was a sprue tab area in there as well. So it's where you cut it off the sprue. The sprue tab areas are always softer plastic normally than the rest of it, just the way it is. But generally I'll just go through on the top. As you can see, as always with me, I always make a perfect seam or as much as I can across the top, which I haven't touched any of this yet. Underneath it's a little bit more rough and ready because, you know, it's one of those areas where I'll work about it afterwards. You can probably see down in here now, it's softened that area. We can actually see that panel seam is actually softening and it's sinking a little bit. And again, once it's gone off, it'll be absolutely fine. If you wanted to speed things up, then obviously you could come in now with a little bit of super glue right over it to fill it and to stabilize it. But we'll see how we go on that. We might need that a little bit later. Anyway, on that note, what do we got? Andy, how's it going with yours?
Yeah, fine, to be honest with you. I was getting a bit confused when you were talking to Nathan because I was sanding, then I'd stop sanding, and I could still hear sanding, and I'm thinking, why am I still hearing sanding? I thought I could hear myself back through the microphone, but it was you sanding at the same time. So
it was me, yes.
Confused. Yeah, so yeah, basically I just need the cockpits painted, finished. Just need to stick the seatbelts down, which I made out of tammy tape, and just painted them up just for a bit of reference, and then that goes on to there. And then glue the wing tops on, and yeah, it's sort of like 9/10 done then, to be honest with you.
And how's the kit? Is it a nice kit?
Yeah, it is really nice. Yeah, it's very simple.
Yes.
But then it's skill 1 fixed 7-second scale kit, so it's bound to be in it. But yeah, very very simple in the way it goes together. Yeah,
very nice. Very good.
Even their 7-second scale hurricanes quite, you know, not a challenge, but it's a lot more detailed, isn't it? So it's still got the freight of the tubular internals and whatever.
Tubular frame, yeah, internals.
Yeah, but yeah, it's nice. Right.
Very nice, excellent, good job.
Perfect choice for this weekend.
Well, you see, you want something nice and relaxing, definitely. Very good. You talking, Matt? You alive? No, he's still muted. Well, once Matt comes back, he can tell us all about what he's doing. Is he using his finger banger airbrush?
Looks like it, doesn't it?
I think he is. So we've got the last bit of super gluey bit down in here. Jim says, Andy, what markings are you using on the P40?
It's you only get one set of markings with the kit, and it's basically that.
Right. Okay.
That's all you get in the kit, I believe. Oh, no, it is. I'm not
Is this
bothered,
the Pearl Harbor edition?
It is, yes.
Right.
Yep. December the 7th, 1941, Hawaii. Yeah.
So will you be doing it as Ben Affleck?
Probably not.
Thank God he was there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the world without Ben Affleck is screwed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Ben Affleck saving us all. Between that and those brave people on that submarine.
Oh,
Was it the one where they got the Enigma machine for us?
Yeah.
Tell you what, if it wasn't for that.
You know.
It did make me laugh the other week when it was somebody was talking about it, wasn't it? And they were saying there's two things that were correct about Pearl Harbor, the film. And it was like, wasn't it? One, it did get attacked. And then two, by the Japanese. So it's very accurate. That's it. It's fine. So, usual thing, guys, if you've got any questions, please post them up lots. So, because obviously I've got the chat, but it's moving so quick. The background sounding sounds like my old Cortina on a damp morning. That's things that young people will never understand. That thing of getting up in the morning, right, opening up your car and then squirting it with WD-40 because it's damp.
Still being there 20 minutes later just when you're trying to dry.
Yeah. You know, give a squirt of WD-40 or give them the starter motor a whack with a hammer just to get it going in the morning.
Or a bit of sandpaper cleaning your points out, because it.
Yeah.
I mean, just having a choke on your car.
Well, yeah, that was it. And then forgetting it was on and wondering why it was going, blip, blip, blip. It's like, oh, yeah, choke off. I used to have it was a Peugeot 104, but the really early one. It was the old square type, not the more modern one. And the choke thing used to come out, no joke, about 1.5 feet. So you knew it was on because it used to come out. It used to be down on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. But when you pulled it out, it literally came out about 1.5 feet.
Take your kneecap off.
Yeah, it was. So you could never forget it was on because it was in the way to change gear.
Right, I need some water for a Decal.
Right, the question for Phil on the chat: polishing
go on.
canopies. Are you going to use? Would you use the big blue buffer or the green and white polisher?
To be honest with you, there isn't too much between them, you know, from that point of view. So either will do the job just as equally well. I prefer the big one because it's a bit more thick and meaty. And I got one here. I think it's in here actually. It's a bit of room. You mean ye oldie? Hold on, I'll run over with some stuff. This one, which was the big one. The good thing with this, it's got plenty of cushioning. So when you were sanding with it, and again, there's not a great deal. It's just that when we did it, this one's technically an iron oxide version. This one's not. This one's impregnated with a compound. So when you get it wet, it will release the compound. If you wonder what that white stuff coming out of this, that's what it is. This one, they're not. They're just standard aluminium oxide. But this thing, I don't know, it's like 3,000 grit. And then they say 12,000 on the back. And that's really the difference between the two. This one, though, is great for going around corners and for little jobs and stuff. And that's why we did it as a skinny as well, because we couldn't do it as a skinny in the... I've got a skinny version here somewhere. But yeah, we couldn't do it as a skinny version, the big one, because it's just too thick. But this one we used to be able to do it as a skinny version. But yeah, no, it's great for taking care. And again, even on plastic, if you just use the green side, you can polish up to basically a plastic standard. I will show you, look. I don't know why I'm showing you, because you can't buy one. Just saying. But look what you could have had. That you can just come through like that, and it looks just like plastic now. And you can check it all for gaps, and you can see down the back here. You can remove all the areas, so you can look at it because it's slightly shiny now. You can see if you've got any gaps and seam lines and stuff. But if you wanted to, you can flick it over to the white side and do this and turn everything to a absolute mirror. The only thing is, I think it's a little bit too shiny now for painting and stuff, because you can see it's. But again, dead handy for checking seams and things, if you wanted to. You can just.
Can we have a minute silence for Flora Sanders?
Yeah, sorry. Look what you could have had. But most of you have probably got tons of them kicking around anyway. Gone but not forgotten. But it's a great way of doing seams and checking seams and stuff as well. If you put a bit of shine onto them, you can see exactly what you've got. And also it makes rescribing and re-riveting a lot easier because you can see exactly where you're supposed to go with it, because you can catch it in the light. So yeah, be all right. Right, Matthew, are you on yet? Is he gone home?
Dave Broughton.
Yeah.
No, it's a while yet. Please, can you confirm? Can we add aftermarket bits to the kit choice for this year's vintage classics? Cut a long story short, yes.
Yes.
Like new decals, photoettes, whatever you like. You don't have to add vintage aftermarket. It doesn't, I'm not expecting anyone to go and try and find Aero Club stuff. But yeah, imagine decals. I mean, there's quite a lot of stuff coming out for vintage kits these days. So yeah, go for it. Use them. Do whatever you like, as long as the kit is old.
Yes.
And I know we've had this discussion where they've added new sprues. Fine, don't worry about it. As long as you can go on Scale Mates and say, look, it was originally released in 1970 something, and it's enhanced. No problem with that whatsoever.
Yes, definitely. And as you say, there is some nice aftermarket stuff available now if you wanted to go down that route.
Yeah, so like all the 24th scale Airfix stuff, there's tons of stuff for those kits now. So by all means, use this new stuff that's coming out. The idea was just to give old kits a bit of an outing. You can build it old school, or you can drag it into this century. It's up to you.
Definitely.
Can I just translate?
What?
What Nathan's actually saying is he's got a garage full of old kits.
Yeah.
Need an excuse to get them built. So
Yeah.
You've just thingied me onto a really good segue with old kits.
Oh, you know.
Oh God, here he comes out with another bit of his old tap. Oh no.
No, not like that. Hold on, let me put my overhead on.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody remembers these books. They're not that old, but they're really good.
Is it by that? Oh yeah.
They were done by Sam Publications, and what it was like a couple of modelers. One was Mike Grant.
I love Mike Grant builds.
And he's really, they're really nice. But he's taking old kits, like the old Mirage, the old Airfix Mirage, and then sort of updating them. Right, real basic scratch building, I'd say, but brings them up to date. And they're really nice little books if they can. I don't know if they're available or not, but I bet they're probably discontinued. But I found one. Look what I found one on. Look, as I was showing the other night, a Sterling. Look.
Here we go.
I see. There is a solid nose one. I thought there was.
Somebody's done a conversion. It's a real.
I was going to say, is that a civil version now then?
Magna Kits resin and vac form clear. I think that's what they used here. Look, sorry, my camera's not brilliant today, but there you go. So yeah, the solid nose, and then I don't know if later on, there you go. Look, they do the target tug, which obviously Italeri did a target tug. I might like crap today. But yeah, there's all sorts in here. Halifax, what Phil's going to build in 48 scale, even though this is the old Matchbox one. Look, the Matchbox one that I've got. There's one in here for John, but he's not on. I'll show him tomorrow. And then there's a couple more as well. I don't know, there's about 6 books I think, but I said it's all proper like the old bird dog look.
Very nice.
So we might look at that. Looks quite smart, isn't it? With the tie markings.
The bird dog.
That's the bird dog. That is.
I've got that kit, and I've got vac form canisters and all sorts for it. And then I bought an AZ one, I think.
Yeah, look. Send it to me. I want it. So yes. Anyway, so like Nathan was saying, with older kits, they can be bit of work can be brought up. I tell you what. In fact. Here's an old kit. I wanted to practice rescribing. So it's the old Italeri Henschel, which is this kit. Which is this kit from decades ago. And I thought it'd be a good candidate for trying out scribers and practicing. Because my scribings can be a bit ropey to say the least, but
Screwboo's your friend when you slip there.
Yes.
It's definitely or super glue.
I mean, yeah, Screwboo is better because then when you rescribe, you're in the same material.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? This is rescribed all right. I think I made one cock up somewhere, and it might have been on the wing. But
I've never had a rescribe job go perfectly.
No, I don't think most people have. It's
I was going to
one of them
say,
skills.
I always, yeah. I think if anybody says, "Oh, it's perfect, no problem at all, first time with no errors,"
No,
then yeah, that's on another level.
Do you know what I'm struggling with? It's not actually the light panel lines and that. I think that's pretty straightforward with tapes and decent scribers. There's all the little sort of circles and they've got all the templates. They've got tons of templates. Different makes of templates. They've got all the shapes.
Yeah.
But it's actually securing them in place to scribe. You're kind of holding them and then.
Oh yeah, there is.
You know what I mean?
I know what you
Yes.
Somebody needs to invent like a punch set,
yeah.
don't they? Where you can just like bang them in and it's put that panel.
Yeah.
There you go. I've patented that already. If anybody's watching.
There you go. Yeah. I've done all right with it. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little bit of a struggle. But I actually quite enjoy rescribing. Especially this.
I think what it is also, just to say about shapes, I want to know why nobody has actually invented, when you can get the knives which have got a floating blade that can go in any direction. So when
Yes.
you're going round with it, you can do circles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why does no one do a scriber version of that? Because the problem you normally have doing circles and like ovals and shapes like that is because you're going round, and because you're using usually a pin, it just rips it, doesn't actually cut it. Because most of the blades, they like to run just flush. So if you had one on a floating head, you could go around corners with it. So somebody needs to invent that with a floating blade.
I bought that, which is basically a pin, but it's quite a decent pin. That's a UMM one. There again, I must admit, I've never tried it in anger yet.
Yeah, I must admit, I've got that one. It does work. It's good for doing those. But normally, if I'm doing circles and like panel access panels, I will use like literally like a pin or like that type of thing, something really sharp, and you can just go round and follow it round. The usual thing with it, just start light and just keep going. Really, really light and just gently build up. Don't try and do a one and done because you'll come off and it'll go horrendously wrong. So just popping round. But if somebody did a floating head scriber that just curves as you're going round it with a template, just curves round, that would work really well. But as far as I know, no one does one of them. So
because I always have a pin vise with a pin in it. So this one looks like it's been.
They have it. Every scriber going.
Old
yeah,
needle.
I'm like that. I think I've had everyone.
Bit of a P cutter, UMM scribers, which are brilliant, especially the blade ones. I mean, we mentioned this loads of time, haven't we? But you can just, if you've got like a curve, you just rock it over the curve, and at least then you've got a start of the rescriber. They can go over it with a proper panel scriber. And I've got this little one, which is a GS.
Edard got decals. Yeah, Edard got decals for your panels.
Yeah.
I just think scribing is just one of those old school things. You need to practice it. It's like airbrushing. You just have to get on with it.
Oh, it is. But I find it quite therapeutic. I don't mind doing it, to be honest. I think once it's getting started, once you get started, you get quite into it. So, I mean, this is obviously quite a simple kit to rescribe. There's nothing complicated about it, but it's always good practice, isn't it? Keeps your eye in.
Totally.
I think it's sort of one of them skills that kind of getting lost with new kits.
We've got a couple of questions. Phil, thinking of getting into 3D printer, but might have to locate in the shed. Does the room temperature affect printing and curing?
Yes.
Yes, printing definitely. Curing, no, doesn't matter, because obviously that's ultraviolet light does the curing bit. But printing it, yes, definitely. It's one of those. I'm lucky because I've got mine in here, so the house temperature doesn't really fluctuate. But even I find if it's cold, and if I have my resin and it's been delivered, say, and then use it straight away, and it's cold resin, the layers, it looks like a lasagna. They haven't stuck, and they peel apart slightly. And that's because the resin's cold and it's just not warm enough to go through. If it's sat in your vat, in your printer and all the rest of it, a lot of people warm it up first. I know Matt does. He gets the air dryer out and warms his up.
Yes.
So it's nice and warm, because obviously warm resin works a lot better than cold resin. So, and I know a lot of people, if you go online and look at the professionals do it, they have heated rooms to a certain optimum temperature. So the resin and the printer is printing at that temperature to give best results. And they do have an operating window, which is a lot tighter than what it says on the label. On the label, it will say anything from whatever to whatever. Sorry, does that mean? Let me just turn that off. But again, they don't. It's quite a one. You want to be. What temperature are you shooting at, Matt?
When I print it.
Yeah, when you do yours, what type of temperatures do you like?
Well, I left because of where it is in our front office. I left the heater on a minimum of like 15 degrees over winter.
Yeah.
So it didn't drop below that. But then, like I say, I always warm it up with a hairdryer anyway. The resin I normally put on the actual radiator if I need to refill to get that up to temperature, and then let me just change the camera back to my hands. But I would say, what would you say, Andy? 20?
I normally heat my room to about 20 degrees.
20 degrees, I'd say.
Resin, if it's in its bottle, I'll put in a sink with some warm water for 10 minutes, and then give it a shake afterwards. Just make sure that it's warmed up in the resin's warmed up.
Yeah.
And then I'll then usually, depending on how cold it is, I'll then also blast my build plate over with a hairdryer.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I always blast the the build plate over with the hairdryer or stick it on the radiator thing.
Yeah, stick it on the radiator, yeah.
And get it warm, because you want it to stick to that. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing, because that's where it's going to probably fail if it don't stick to the build plate when the first layer goes. So the heat of that.
You can buy electric tank heaters. I think there's a couple of them. There's one like a silver metal square fan that you can buy, or there's another one which is like a white rectangle box that you can buy that fit in them. I think they're both about 60 quid.
I've got a question. If this resin is temperature, sensitive, shall we say?
Yeah.
When they designed the printers, why didn't they put a heater in them? I know they are now because I've seen them, but before, why didn't they put a built-in heater in the printer? Because not everybody can print in a nice warm room, can they? It stinks. It's not the nicest stuff. So you'd have thought, they're going to know this problem, so stick a little heater in there to heat your tank up or something.
It's the evolution of the product, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah, I do suppose.
Maybe you could 3D print in a greenhouse.
Again, with me, if this, I don't have this house particularly warm. It's usually 20 degrees is what the heating's sort of set for. But to be honest, I don't never have the heating in this room purely unless it's proper cold. Because obviously with all the studio lights and everything, I've got 2 computers in it. It gets warm naturally on its own. But first thing in the morning, you can come in. It's actually quite cold. And that's normally if I'm going to get that sort of delamination. It's not usually all the way through, but that's where it is. It's because it's cold. So I reckon as long as you're sort of north of 20 degrees. I don't know if there's a maximum temperature, but as long as you're over 20 degrees, you'll be absolutely fine. So in the summer, I don't think it'll be a problem at all, because it's always going to be over 20 degrees in there. But usually I have noticed when I've had it, to be honest, when I do this little lump, I had a little bit of delamination on one of these panels that are in here, and we were working on it. And I know for a fact why that is because when I printed that particular section, it was cold. The resin had been on the floor. Obviously, it's back in the winter when I printed this as well. And I took the resin off the floor, which would have been cold, and then tipped it straight in and hit print. Didn't pre-warm it at all. And I did have some delamination. Luckily, it's nothing you can really see, so I just didn't bother with it. I just banged a little bit more resin onto it and then light it to fill the gap. Put the old torch UV light, filled the gap, and then sanded it, and you can't really see it. But again, it's one of those ones where with all different products you're using, no matter if you're using an airbrush, a 3D printer, whatever, if you understand why it's making mistakes, it makes it a lot easier. So the delamination normally is a temperature thing. It could be other things, say it's not adhering to the other level. It could be curing times and stuff, but I found it's temperature. So they can be a little bit sensitive. So I definitely wouldn't do it in a shed in the garden in the winter because you're going to have to heat it all up first for a good couple of hours before you start your printing. So
absolutely. I've got a question. I can change my camera.
Hold on. Just one more about printing. The main 2 problems you have with printing, it's either the temperature of your room heat or resin, or your bed being level. If you get those 2 right, then your print should be golden.
What's this colour used for? Seafoam green.
Foam on the sea.
Oh God.
You're a week.
Yeah, state the obvious, eh?
Seafoam green.
It's got an FS number, FS24533.
I have no idea. I bet it's some quirky plane had it once or something, or some Marine Corps vehicle. They did it in seafoam green.
24533.
Yeah, 24533. Seafoam green. Is it a camo colour for something?
Somebody in chat might know. There you go. Apparently, Matt, it's for US Armour Interiors.
Yeah, I say it's real real colour. It's
APC.
It's APC interior green.
Oh, it's a right, okay. So
RCO7.
You know what?
078.
That makes sense because it actually comes in the NATO. I'm just looking at
that'll be it then.
Yeah. Thanks. There you go. I know now. That's it. It's APC interior colour. I wish they'd have put that. It'd be easier to know, wouldn't it? For stupid people like me. Anyway, the priest is kind of painted.
I was going to say, we've got questions about. I was trying to ask you, but you muted me. What colour have you painted it in and what and all the rest of it? Can you tell people what you did?
Yeah, I have used Gen 3.
Yeah.
Olive drab base.
Yes.
And then just knocked in a bit of Gen 3 deep yellow just to lighten it up. That's it. That's all I've done. So a little bit of colour modulation, not a lot, obviously, as you can see, because I need to get it finished. But yeah, that was it really. So been on the Gen 3s and Gen 3 thinner, obviously. And I'm going to give it a satin coat in a minute. And then I am going, when that's dry, to attempt to use 50-year-old decals.
Yeah,
fine.
Because what could go wrong with them?
Probably nothing, weirdly.
Probably nothing. I think they will probably work perfect. I'm with you. I think they'll be fine.
They don't look yellow, though, do they?
They're just a bit dirty, to be honest. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, but
But I am doing an olive drab one. I was thinking about doing the other one. But I'm going to get some paste on my base. Paste on the base.
they're not dirty. They're just pre-weathered decals.
Pre-weathered. That's it. Yeah, saved me a job. Yeah. So next job for me is I have got some neutral texture. So basically, I'm going to ice a cake in a minute with my
nice
spatula.
Play-Doh.
Spatula and a toothbrush, and then I've got a couple of these lazy products for lazy people like me from Modeller's World, which is the basically sand. There you go. So we'll add a bit of texture with some sand and some other bits, I think. But these are proper lazy man stuff. Look, bit of rocks and stuff.
They look good though when they're on, don't they?
I'll tell you what, they have. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a bit of labour saving.
Well, this is it. Anything that saves time.
You know what? Because I ain't got time to go in the garden and sieve it and cook it, and look at that. That's ace. Because I use that on the base I'm doing for the paras things, the US paratroopers with that house wreck. So yeah, it's lazy because it is just literally crushed up brick. But that's it. If it saves time, it saves time. But what I do need is some clean film, whatever you call it.
It's crushed up. There's a brick factory around the corner from me. Maybe I could have a word.
I think you should.
Hey, look, we still need to launch our range called True Grit, where we're going to get members or anybody to send us a bag full of soil from their country.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't get none from Colombia myself.
Yeah, Dave, you could have brought some back from Colombia.
One job.
My brother, he was in Ecuador not long ago. He could have brought some back from there. So
I just didn't fancy do you know what? I didn't fancy turning up at Miami Airport on a flight from Colombia and pressing any buttons of the US immigration.
some fine white sand.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Right, okay, just to answer another question, being asked about the Apache we did, about the interior, was it 3D printed and all the rest of it? If you pop over and click on the Apache video thing down in here, you can see I actually used the Quinterset. So it's 3D printed decals for it, and literally we just went in and we whacked that in. So we removed everything off, and then we went through the motions. Where is it? Hold on, there we go. And then obviously we just stuck that down with a little bit of PVA glue. And same with the seats and the harnesses, and we did it that way. So by the time we get the weathering done on this beginning of next week, hopefully we'll be pushing along a lot with that build. But yeah, Quinter one, it's not anything 3D printed or anything. It's far less complicated than that. So literally the Quinter set. And that's the only thing I'm going to use aftermarket for it. I'm not going to use the rotor fold as well I've been asked about, because to be honest, it's an Apache and I want it to be like in a FARP condition. So I'm going to do a little base for it and all the rest of it. And I want obviously the rotors to be out. But I will be doing it with the access panels open. Probably one of the engines will be opened up as well, as if it's just sat there ready for action, so to speak. So yeah, that's the plan with that one. But don't forget, with all the video builds, you can go along. If you pop onto the site, just pop along to flooringmodels.org, click on video builds just here. Then from video builds, you can go through and see all of these as photo builds. Obviously, you have to be a member. You have to pay your money. But all of these are completely hidden. Obviously, we do loads of free ones, but I think there's 90 currently down in here, which are part of the payware system down in here. All right, so go through. But once you're in, you can just pop along. Let's pop one of the other ones. Like, for instance, on the Harrier. Did a big build on the Harrier recently. You can come in and you can click on any of these and then just click in to see obviously the high-res images, and I've done explanations and we've called out what we've used all the way through, but all the them down, it's like a photo build down in here, so you can just pop in and have a nice look all the way through, you know, right the way through on all of these. So yeah, definitely. And obviously usually the final bits and reveals you can watch as a little video as well. But all of them are free and open. You don't have to be a member. You just have to be a member to actually watch them. All right. So the actual videos, but you can come through with any of these particular ones and just click down in here. And obviously they are down once they all load through. There we go. There's the other Quinta set, which we did do a little bit because I changed the armament panel, backdated it a little bit. So we did a little bit of our own stuff down in there. But yeah, you can go through and see all the details on these as well. All right, so down in there, the free ones, because obviously everyone likes free stuff. Down in here, go classic builds. There's no further information to them. It's just literally the video builds. And you've got another, God knows how many of these are down in here as well. Some of the old classic ones, which when I get time, I will update and we'll add a load more into this as well. All right, so you can watch those. They're all free to watch. And also there is a couple, if you want to go looking for them, that are free to watch in here as well. So, but as I say, I need to make a thumbnail that says free to watch, but I haven't got around to do any of that yet. Far too busy. And again, obviously other things as well. We've been working on this one. So yes, very nice. If you want to see any of those, and if you do want to join, don't forget, you can do it via two ways. You can obviously adjust, obviously if you're in the EU, you don't have to be in the EU, but anyone can join via Patreon. So if you want to pay on a credit card, and all of that way, you can do that. It's just £4 plus VAT per month. All right, or you can come in through our PayPal and it works out, it's £5 a month, including VAT, or £50 a year. All right, and you can do it that way as well. Remember, if you are in the EU, you have to use Patreon because it's part of VAT and all those things. So it's easier to do it on there. Rest of the world, I can do it in this way. All right, so yes, so you can go off and do all your bits down in there. Full details and information about all what you get, terms and conditions, about giving me kidneys and stuff when I need them. That is down below as well. So you can see all those. Remember, you can cancel at any time. Literally, if you don't like it after a month, just cancel it and that'll be it. You just paid your £5 to see, I think we worked out 6,000 hours or something worth of videos. So,
how many years was it?
It's 22 years of videos on here.
It was a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think if you was to watch it back to back, wasn't it going to take something like 4.5 years?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know, whatever it is. Oh no, it's 4.5 weeks or something, wouldn't it? If you played them non-stop or something. I can't remember now, but we did do it on one of the Christmas shows. I worked it all out. But yes, so anyway, loads and loads of videos down in there if you want to see all of those. Plus of that, you get discounts and various things as well. 15% off all Flory model stuff. And obviously you get all your bits and pieces at discounts and specials from over at PM Models as well on their secret squirrel area. All right. So yes, you can do all of those. Right, okay, so I've done my cockpit. I've just painted this black. So I'm going to dry brush this in a minute. No, it's not NATO black, it's rubber black.
Oh, is it? Oh.
But my famous technique of dry brushing with a very old worn out metal scrub, trouble is I've used it up, so I'm going to have to redo my brush and then let it sit.
Does it need reloading?
It needs reloading, yes.
That 190 is looking good, Dave.
It is looking nice, isn't it? It's come together really well.
Is it a nice kit for its age?
Well, this is it. It's 1997.
That's golden sort of Revell, isn't it?
It's classic Revell era. They're on fire in the late 90s to me. Don't like how they've done the canopy with the solid bit. That's normally on the clear sprues on most kits, but apart from that, I'm all right. Because they've done the canopy as two separate parts.
Right.
But you can't, because this solid bit here slides back. You can't have it open, so I don't know why they've not done it as a single piece canopy. Apart from that, I'm happy.
Is it fit good?
I think I'm having a few ding-dong issues with the wings, but that's because of the speed I'm building at. But yeah, fit's fine. I had a bit of a step on the front of the wing, but I think if you take the tabs off and fit it yourself, you wouldn't have that.
Right. Okay.
And the one weird bit is one of the pins was so big, it's pushed the top of the little bit, pushed the top of the wing through. But what I would do is building this again is cut all the locating pins off.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely little kit.
Looks alright though. What scheme are you doing it in?
I'm doing it in just the box scheme.
Oh, right, okay. Yellow 11.
Hopefully. The decals look a bit sketchy. But might have a sort of change of personality as I get closer.
I was about to say, it's not like you ain't got only 190 decals to replace it, is it?
No. But I've got a really cool aftermarket decal sheet. If I can be bothered. I can find it in here. I've got one that had like a rear firing rocket thing.
Oh, okay.
But there was one, I can't find it. It had massive cannons put under the wing and a rocket that fired backwards.
Oh, okay.
That might be wrong, but I've got options if the decals are buggered. I it's in here somewhere with all the. This morning, I've lost it now. Here we go, weapon carriers. I mean, the markings for a 190 type period of the war are all the same anyway. But I think, you see that? I think this is backwards.
Right.
Which is nuts. How the hell, the plan must have been just to sort of swoop over the front of the B-17 and launch a rocket backwards.
Yeah, because that's easy.
It's like a heel kick for a goal, isn't it? It's just...
I tell you what, I was watching a video. You know the old Booker trainer where they stuck Panzerfaust to the wings, and then they'd like string or whatever rope to set them off going into the cockpit.
You might as well have attached a Hitler Youth of the Panzerfaust to the wings.
See, honestly, that's just desperation. I know, but surely they can't be very effective.
They lost the plot, didn't they? Rearward firing, 20 WTI. Yeah, it was rearward firing.
It must be what you've said. What colour? Well,
yeah, 22 victories. 19 of them were bombers. Yeah, survived by parachute at least once. They did. So I've got plan B there, which is 17, which is still red. I'm just worried the decals looking at them. They're still in the packet. I can see like a fine hairline crack in them.
Do you think they're going to fall to pieces?
I think so. I might just have a rummage through the old decal stash and change its personality lastminute.com. It said it had no guns in the cowling, so I don't know. I'm going to have to just hope for the best. Yeah, this is the Revell Germany 190 A485. I don't know, different versions of it. It's just that one thing with Revell is there's always that last little bit of refinement due to the parts, isn't there, to get it to fit.
Yeah. Yeah, just need a bit of scrape cleaning or sanding, don't they, just to tighten them up a bit. So, a bit like that sword kit that Phil's building.
Not quite.
It's all right. A little bit of surgery, it's fine.
Plastic cards out, it must be bad.
Well, I'm just hopefully going to make a small little tab for this.
Is that
you know what? The thing with sword kit, the Tamiya kit goes on the bench and off the bench in the blink of an eye. You can hardly remember building it, but at least with the sword kit, proper
You've
modelling.
got to think about it, I think, isn't it?
It's rewarding, proper modelling. It's like, if you're doing jigsaws and it's got 6 pieces, what's the point? You need a 1,000-piece jigsaw, and there it is right there. What? Is that going to go through the other side to be a spar?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think of that. That's good.
See, that's it. We've learned something.
Just check the air filters on, because there is a slight sort of twist in the wings, isn't there?
Yeah.
At least you've got your reference build right in front of you on the desk.
Mm-hmm. I have got the book as well. But, as I say...
The other problem we've got with this is obviously Andy's building this AFX P40, which is quite a nice little kit. And then he's got to leave that and go back to his armoury flycatcher, which is not a nice kit.
You ain't say
that flycatcher could be a shelf
you ain't said got to.
I was going to say it's going to be a shelf for Doomer, that, isn't it? You're going to think, why have I battled with that for 2 months when I could have built like AFX kit or Tamiya or something?
I know.
Do you know what I would have... Yeah. Yeah.
Like Nathan said, I'll remember that one more than I'll.
You
remember.
will. That is a good point. Yeah. Right. Need to go back and put some satin coat. Spin the camera back round.
Because when I like digging all the little 190s and 109s out of the box off a SIG, some of them I can't even remember if I built it or was given it. It's just like the Tamiya 109 G6 that I built. Like in a flash, it was gone and built, and I'm like, doesn't even feature in the old memory bank at all.
No.
I'm enjoying it.
You do need a palette cleanser though after like a project, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Because you drive yourself insane.
Total. This is the perfect antidote to the 109s I've been building.
There you go.
In fact, it's been built in about 5% of the time.
I suppose from your point of view, Andy, it's a good job you broke the back of that flycatcher and it's actually built and you're painting it.
I know, yeah. Yeah. I've just got the painting decals and then rigging.
Rigging. Super rigging.
Which I did pre-drill all the holes out for, so.
Bit of forward planning.
Hey, look, we're all technical here. We've got calipers and everything.
Oh, God. Oh, the vernitricular, what they called?
Making sure his angles
Digital calipers. Oh, he's got the Vernon calipers out, look. I think we're going to need them, you know, when we're building these FM kits.
Yes, I think so.
And a massive stock of plastic card and everything ever can do.
Yes.
You need to make me a list. I'll tell you what, actually, I am itching to start that bloody.
It's going to be like a 28-part video on the.
Oh, it's going to be more than that.
Yes, it's going to be a huge, huge project.
It's more going to be a vlog than a video build, I think.
Make a list. Why don't you just about time it got that stand-in for.
Why don't you just skip all of that and film yourself putting it in the recycle bin?
Yeah.
Do you know how much that kit's worth?
Tenner.
Yeah, it's one of those worth a lot more unbuilt.
Definitely. Just mute myself for the compressor kicks in as usual.
Paul Norman's asking Phil if that Revell contactor glue reacts in any way with extra thin.
Yeah, you can just melt it down and thin it a bit, so it works exactly the same. So like I did just there, I had a bit of a glue mark on here, so I put a little bit of extra thin on there, and it just smooths it all out, stops it beading up too heavy in these areas. Hold on, let me go solo. There you go. So you can see it's a nice clean area now, so I tend to literally, you know, if you use Contactia, which is good for big old jobs, like we were saying, and then what you can do is you can literally just pop along with a little bit of extra thin, and it'll just smooth it out. It'll get the Contactia to flow. It basically thins it, because they're both, you know, what do you call it, weld action glues. So it does work well. Right, so
Revell Contactor was my eureka moment in model building way back when.
yes, yeah, and mine.
Just always need to have a lighter available, don't you, to burn?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you know what? I always forget about that. I never use it enough. I've got this seat
No,
keeps
me too.
coming out. Revell
Yeah.
contactor glue, be perfect. Pop it in, done. Brainwave. Oh gosh, where's my
So there we go. So we just made that up, and it does work quite well. As you can see, it holds its own. So the idea being now that this comes through here, pushes onto there, and then this comes in here, pushes onto here, and then we push together, and we've got wings on. Ta-da! Quick fix. See, piece of cake. Beautiful kit, this.
So I think you need to pin the tails, you know. I think they'll knock them.
Okay.
Definitely. And to be honest, where the little, at the front on the fuselage, you've got like the thing, and you have got like a thing you can grip, like it's almost got a jig right there ready for you.
Okay. Thanks.
Because they are really fragile. Because you need to bring that to Telford, didn't you?
Oh, right, okay. Do you know what? That's actually worked better than I thought. It's even square.
That's really, I need to do that next time then.
Jesus, that's actually worked so much better than I thought it would. So they're slightly downward, aren't they? That's what we're trying to get. Slightly downward pull.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That ain't far out.
That's enough for that one I call that. So what are you doing your lightning build? Yeah. Signed by the man himself, Rowley Beaumont.
There you go, you see? Very nice.
Over the
I've
North
got those
Sea.
markings here for this one in two-seater, but...
That's my favourite stuff, markings for the lightning there. It's cool, isn't it? Flying over the North Sea. 11 squad, yeah. They had tornadoes as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's better looking than a Tomcat.
Yeah.
Maybe in, well, I don't know.
It's not exactly odd, though, is it?
All right.
I don't know.
Here we go again.
The side on the Lightning's not the best looking aeroplane, but from top down, it's just wow.
The best thing about a Lightning is when it stood on its tail going straight up. Then they look cool.
Yeah. Cosford display their Lightning perfectly, just like pointing at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't see most of it, so it's not good, is it? You're just looking up the tailpipes, aren't you? So, when we're going to Hendon anyway?
Let's go tomorrow. Let's do the live show from the cafe.
yeah. I might not be able to get away with that now, but yeah, well, good idea.
Just watch us eating bacon sandwiches after a really long drive to London.
Drinking coffee.
Right, so homemade jig time.
You know what though? That would have made a good live show.
Yeah. You'd probably have to get so many permissions from the museum to film it there and then charge you about £1,000.
How do you think they'd shut it especially for us and let us have it to ourselves?
Oh, yeah.
Do they not know who we are?
yeah.
What they know is an opportunity to charge someone a license for photography. I can't imagine what they're charging. Can't say it's for personal use at that point, can you?
No.
That'll do. They'll be a bit janky at the front, but 190s were a bit janky at the front.
Right, there we go. I've jigged it. It's sat there. We can just let that go off for a little bit. Should have put the tail on first, but hey.
Christopher's put the difference between looks in the EE Lightning and the Tomcat is the difference in looks between Elizabeth Hurley and Kate Beckinsale. Both are rather pretty, but are different. I like that. Yeah, different generations.
Okay, got a couple of down in here. So questions. I've got the old Revell 600 Star Trek Enterprise TOS kit. And I want to get rid of the panel lines on top of the saucer Any ideas how to achieve that for a quick and easy way?
Sand it in it, sure.
Well, can't you just whip over it with a coarse sander to start with and then polish it back up? Even if you use sandpaper, if you're just talking about taking off raised details like that, probably I would literally zip round it with coarse sandpaper and then come through your mediums and your fines, and then afterwards do it with a sponge and just polish it all up like that. I think that's one of those ones you're definitely overthinking it.
Yeah.
Normally what I tend to do is, even if it's like raised line kits, and I've done videos on it before in the past, but I tend to sand them all off, and you can see where they are, because when you sand them off with like a medium sandpaper, you can see the panel lines because they'll be white where you've sanded them off, especially if you're using a good contrast. So if you're like got like an older one, like Matchbox kits with like brown plastic, you can really see them. But if not, prime them first with something cheap and simple out of a rattle can, then sand it off, and you will see where they are. Then you can go around and rescribe everywhere where they are, you know, with your normal scriber and stuff like that. That's pretty much the way I do it. Again, I think it's just a case of overthinking that a little bit.
I think, do you know what? The best styrene, even though it's the worst styrene, if you want to read, is silver, isn't it? Because once you've sand the raised it, you've got the scars of the actual raised panel lines there, and they go dark, and it's dead easy to rescribe over.
Adam's saying he doesn't think that kit has got raised panel lines. I thought they were rather more like Death Star trenches, which is the one I did. Can't remember which one I did. I think mine was a later one. Mine was the good ones, you know, the modern ones. Just to wind up the Trekkies. I used to see the RAF Lightnings out of Binbrook. Currently being restored at Binbrook by Ian Black, formerly of 11 Squadron.
We need to get down there.
Yes, I think we should go down.
Darlington show in 2 weeks, Matt.
Yeah.
Can't go again this year. I've got golden wedding anniversary to go to in Lakes.
The Oval Show week on Sunday, isn't it, Phil?
Yes, it is. Yes, that's right. That's a good point. So it's next Sunday, isn't it? 7th?
Yeah.
Have you not got a lighter?
No, old school around here. I love how you get a little flamethrower effect off it there.
The thing is, you have to watch. If you do it, because I did it yesterday live, or not on Thursday night when I did it live, is that when you heat it up and you get that flame come off of it, just be careful. That first bit of extra thin that comes out is going to be hot, and it's very liquid. It's like extra thin because you've heated it up as it comes out the nozzle. So it tends to go for ages. It proper pushes out really, really quick. So just be careful when you do it that way.
Yeah, but it's still the best bit where the little bit of fire shoots out the end.
Yeah, that's it. You get a little bit of a flamethrower. I always do mine attached. If you give it a little puff as well, you know.
Yeah, brilliant.
I blocked at both ends and in the middle and all sorts. I think this is going to on Let's Go.
We see a big explosion on the screen.
Get some Prodigy played in the background.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm a
Remember?
fire
There you go. That worked. Look, you had loads of puff out of it then.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll work. I just saw a question, but I've lost it. If you've asked a question, ask another one. If I haven't answered it, I was looking for it, but I can't see it. I've lost it. It's disappeared.
Weekly. Try this.
The Scottish Nationals are on in Perth on the 27th and 28th of April. Isn't that the same weekend as the old comedy job?
Yeah.
Ooh, nothing like competition then, is there? Two big shows like that.
It's a long way to go to a Scottish model show in Australia.
I thought that the first time I went there. They said, "Oh, do you want to come to the Perth show?" Yeah, I'll come. All expenses paid. Brilliant. Turns out Scotland. Not the same. Alistair says, a question. Are you guys watching Warbird Workshop on More 4? No, I haven't. Is that? I didn't even know that was on. I'll
No.
look that up.
No, we'll be right though. I was watching Battle of Britain last night. You get on that, Matt. It's good.
Oh God. Was
Yeah.
It's even
Yeah.
on YouTube. You can watch it free on YouTube.
It's really good. I mean, sometimes like the special effects, it struggles. It could do with doing what Star Wars did, where they go over it with new special effects. But the flying
Redo it.
sequences, amazing. Obviously,
Yes.
because it's real flying. When they come in low over the start on the Battle of France, so they just covered all the hurricanes in petrol.
Yeah.
And the Bukons come and visit. Oh,
And he is proper low. That last one that comes over that fence, he's proper low.
You can't
You know?
scrape from like 6 feet off the ground, surely.
Literally, you don't even see him because he's that low. You're looking at the other ones behind it, and he comes over that fence with like a couple of inches to spare. It's, yeah.
Amazing photography.
Right, there's a couple down here. Let me do some of these. So heating up the contactor tube, it unblocks it. Thanks. Yes, that's why I always keep a lighter, and I did it Thursday night, you would have seen it. And then I just come along and you give it a quick, and you get the little flame and then a puff, and then you know you're good to go. But honestly, just be careful because you heat it up. The first bit of extra thin you put through comes out really easy because it's thinned it, because it's hot. So just be careful on that one. Right, Phil, have you heard of Sierra Staples YouTube? A UK-based model design and builder. He's currently designing a 1/24 scale Aliens APC with full interior as a 3D printable model. No, I didn't. I'll look him up, definitely. They're the ones I like. Because we could do with one of those. And also, can he do the dropship, please? There you go, underneath, then he's put, and also the dropship planned in 1/24 scale. That would be cool. There you go, Matt, you wanted one of them.
I found a file. I have actually found a really good file by the looks of it. Really detailed one. So.
Phil, Lightning T5 is being, which is XS422. Which one am I doing? No, is this 422? 422. No, it's none of these ones, unfortunately. But anyway, it's a two-seater because it'd be a T5. That means it'd be a square tail one. Is currently being restored for returning to flight in the USA. Wow. Be nice to get a Lightning back in the air again.
It would.
It'd be even better if it's insured. Just saying.
Is that one of the South African ones then that they
That's
bought?
what I'm saying. Is that one of the uninsured ones gone over there? I remember the last time I saw a Lightning was one of the ones that took off from Exeter Airport that was going down to South Africa, and it self-ferried all the way down there. And it took off from Exeter, so I went up and I remember standing out there watching it take off for the last time. And that was the last Lightning I saw fly.
That must have cost a fortune.
What, self-ferry it down there? Don't know.
Not
Probably get the
exactly
pedal to the metal as soon as he gets over the med.
yeah, but not exactly like fuel efficient, are they?
Well, no. I assume it probably took a couple of hops. I don't remember it having overwing fuel tanks, although it was a long time ago now, but I don't remember it did have overwing fuel tanks, so I assume it just didn't, would have had to refuel every 20 minutes, stop somewhere.
What have they called that? Ferry tanks in it.
Calais, that's the range on them things.
I don't know.
With it having no weapons or anything, fill spaces up with bladders.
I don't know it worked on that one. How many hours Nathan and Andy has been building those 72-second scale series there? How many hours you put into it so far?
Whatever we did on Thursday,
About an hour then.
and about an hour yesterday.
The only stuff I've done off camera is masking the canopy.
Anything I've done is well, I won't say an hour. All I've done is join the fuselage together.
I've literally just masked the edges of the canopy, and then this morning the first thing I was doing was putting the blue goo on. So this is literally a live build. I think the only thing I'll do off camera depends if my wife's supposed to be going out this morning. She's still here.
No, that doesn't surprise us at all.
Nice sunny day. She's going to go to Manchester. I think I might prime it off camera. Maybe spray the canopy, prime it off camera, but the rest of it I will build like on live. So, I mean, The irony is, this thing here, this 172 thing, is taking months. That's a kit back.
Yeah, but that is, for people who don't know, that's a long-term project.
Yeah. So sometimes 72 scale kits can fall together in a weekend, can't they? And other times they just take ages.
Yes.
But it's just the way it goes, really, isn't it? That's my preferred scale. It always has been since I was a kid.
Yeah, 48th. And see what I'm doing with 48th.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, isn't it?
I think because I'm building for the Luftwaffe SIG, I'm got that constant scale thing going with lots of 109s and 190s.
I'm pretty sure this tail, right, it's not me, it's vertical at the first bit and then it bends.
All right, it's bent.
If you look at that tail, I swear it's bending at the top. That's definitely bent, isn't it? That's not just me.
Got a bit of a curve on it. Bit of brute force, I thought that.
Nice join though, look.
Getting close to lunchtime, aren't they? Getting hungry. What's everyone having for lunch? It's that time.
All right, lunch
I think they're
announcements. I'm going to have a BLT sandwich because I've got a nice bit of bacon in the fridge and I've got my lettuce.
I think it's egg and bacon for me because I've got no bread.
I have no idea because I had a breakfast pasty thing this morning, so I'm a bit full. Plus, as well, I've just got a notification. I've got to shoot down to work for 1 o'clock.
Oh, we got a delivery?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be going off and we're done.
So you wait all week for it, then it turns up.
Oh yeah, it turns up on a weekend.
Question, why can't the Lightning fly in the UK? Because it's got an afterburner. And they're a bit iffy over here with aircraft with afterburners. So unfortunately, if an aircraft's got reheat, and the Lightning needs reheat to get in the air, otherwise it needs a hell of a long runway to do it without it. So that's why it can't fly, because it's a bit, I don't know, a bit archaic. But any aircraft fitted with an afterburner, I know there was, I don't know if it's still true to this day, but I remember back in the day, the other reason it couldn't fly is because some of the gear inside it was military grade or something, but it needs it, otherwise it can't fly. And apparently it has to be completely civilianized. So, but I don't know if that still stands today, but back in the very early days, that was half the trouble with it.
That's super tight after that Hunter crashed into the road, haven't they, as well?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the
But they
CAA.
are a bit over the top with anything that's got an afterburner, aren't they?
Over the top with anything that's got an engine and wings. Ruined it, didn't they?
They're asking about, is there a quiz tonight? No quiz tonight. We save that for special events.
What is the schedule for today while people are asking?
Sorry, what's that, mate?
What is the schedule for the day? What are the shows for today?
Well, it's just this morning and it's tomorrow morning. This is it. Although I will be carrying on this afternoon. I'll do a little bit of priming work and all the rest of this and get some first coats of paint on it and stuff like that as well. So what I'll do is I might record it and put it up as a short little video you can watch.
Do you know what I'm doing this afternoon?
What's that?
Torturing.
Oh, nice. You're going to be like, got your wet gear ready?
Yeah, wellies are out. I'm doing the decking and clearing up the garden, ready for the nice weather.
Oh, that's what we just had from Amazon. Patio cleaner just arrived. Nice.
Nice. Stephen's got to go because it's almost 10:30 in Queensland. So, good night, tomorrow's people. Don't forget, everybody, the clock's changed tonight, so it'll be an hour earlier tomorrow.
Yay! Great.
Mm.
This is the one bit with the 190. You want a good fit tail so you don't have to mask them. Make painting a lot easier. And
Right. Let's have a look at some of this nice photo etch.
Are you going to go around the thing, show some builds?
Yes, I was going to do that in about sort of 15 minutes.
Okay. Does the photo etch come with a kit for that sword kit then?
Yep. And a
You get a
mask
mask
set.
set?
Yep.
You get a mask set?
Yep.
That must be
So there
an
you can forgive it being awful.
You get resin?
Yep.
get resin
Get
engine.
resin seats and nozzles.
Ironically, the resin engine fits perfectly. You think that's the
It does.
one
It is a great
Prob-
fit.
So when we had that kit up for sale not long ago, when it was back out then, so for under £20,
Yes.
you get etch, resin, a mask set and the kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit of a
Okay.
bargain, isn't it?
And it's a handsome aeroplane, 2 seats.
To be honest, I know I've been playing with this, but now it's together like this, it's not a problem. It's just, as you say, it's like limited run stuff. It's always that thing. Small little fit issues, but you can easily overcome them. It's not rocket science. You just need to, bit of thinking out the box or a little bit of filler and sanding, you'll be absolutely fine.
Thing is that you're building that as a weekend build, and to be fair, they're not designed for weekend builds. They're a bit more.
Yeah, they're a bit more involved.
They're a bit more involved than a weekend build. So All right, the 2-seat Lightning. I don't think it's available anymore. Is it? Hold on. Yeah, it is. Yeah, which one are you doing? The T45.
Yeah.
So technically, then, the actual UK retail price on that is £17.99.
Oh, well, there you go. Total bargain.
Oh, it's an absolute bargain. Andy, get a load in the shop.
I'll tell you what, you get a really nice decal sheet with it as well. You get 4 markings. So you've got all the ones. You do like the more modern in the low vis grey. You've got the sort of wraparound camo, and obviously 2 metal ones as well. So I think for the money, it's a bargain.
If anybody wants one, shout up, because we can get some in. We ain't got them in, but we can get them in. If you don't mind a little wait, we can order them in. Because that is actually, like you've just said, that's a bit of a deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't we do like a special pre-order type thing?
It is. We're doing it now, look.
Live.
On the fly. We're doing it on the fly.
Because they do the small tank early ones as well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They do. Well, we did it before. We did a pre-order for them before. I can't get the F3 because that's out of stock, but I can get an F1 and an F2.
The F3, you can get the Airfix one.
And there's
Yeah.
plenty of stock actually of them as well, so that's good. I've just checked stock level. That's good. And what Phil needs to build is the Gannet, don't you? The AW3 sword kit,
Yes.
the one that Andy built.
But
Yes.
despite
Ish.
all the problems that sword kits can throw at you, I think Phil is proof that you can fix them relatively quickly.
Ooh. Hey, hold on a minute. Let's just get this into perspective. So the 48 AEW3 Gannet,
Yeah.
expected late April.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, our pre-order's already done and the numbers are in, so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's late April that's due. So I think April's going to be a proper busy month for, excuse me, for releases. I think first up is obviously the B26 that we keep going on about. So I'll be glad when that's out, so we ain't got to talk about it again. And the Gannet, there's a few Airfix kits due out, isn't there? So
I think you're right. Late mid-spring's going to bring a flurry of kits, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Could be a
I wonder
physio-
if a load of stuff has been held up with the Red Sea shipping issues.
Yeah, probably. The
They're coming that way from China, aren't they?
yeah,
As long as they're not trying to get out of Baltimore, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
jeez, that was bad though, wasn't it? That
That was terrible.
Must have been literally a crash in slow motion. They just knew there was nothing they could do to stop it.
It amazes me, these people that were saying about how can a bridge just fall down by being hit by a boat? Do you know how heavy that boat is?
say yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, it's like being hit by a planet.
It's not.
You know?
It's not like a little dinghy, was it? That
Yeah, that's
crashed
it. I
into
can't
it.
believe it just fell over. Really?
Look at the containers on it for scale with containers.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things like you can't. There's not like there's an handbrake.
No.
You can just pop the brakes on. It's horrible, isn't it? Just the thought that there's people on it. There's nothing they could do.
Tragic. I'm looking at sword kits for you, Phil.
Thanks. What, is this it now? I'm going to have to build these forevermore.
No, I won't do that. Just seeing what's a bit different. They do a Strike Master.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Sky Knight, is it? Sky Knight?
Yeah, yeah.
For Christopher saying the crash took about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Paul's got a good point. Ever thought about doing a pre-order for the kits you build during these special build weekends? Well, we are doing that.
Well, there we are. We're doing it. We're on it.
Hindsight, we're doing one.
Hey, unfortunately, the one I'm doing is not available no more. My little priest. It's a bit vintage.
I mean, the Revel
We'll have
German.
to plan this better, won't we? We'll plan this better. So actually, when we're doing these, they'll be in the shop.
I was doing a 190. I'm not being funny. The Edard kit's got the edge.
Yeah, that is the
But-
best scale in it.
Fundamentally, it's done everything I need. It's done the one thing I wanted to do. The tails can be painted and put on afterwards. One thing with a 190 you want to be able to do. Flap. Oh, flap.
What do you reckon a sword Grummond Avengers like? What are you laughing at? It's not funny.
It's a sword kit, so
To be honest with you, they do about they do a TBM-3S AS4 with a little
All the weird ones with the
radar-y thing. They do one from France, the Netherlands, Japan, and US Navy. They do a proper TBM-3R. Basically, they do a tarpon as well, which is the Royal Navy one, isn't it? Yeah, interesting.
So that's what sword do. It's all the weird versions.
What about a guppy? A Grumman TBM 3W guppy. There you go.
Get 10 of them in, they'll sell.
Tell you what though, the one with the Royal Canadian Navy markings is good. It's a bit of an ugly aeroplane though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's properly pregnant.
It wasn't a good looking airplane to start with, was it?
Is there a mass set for it? Yes, there is.
So we've got Richard busily building a B-17. Richard's doing the Hong Kong Model 148 B-17. Bit of
In a
lace.
day.
Bit of lace as a tribute to the old Airfix kit.
Oh,
I must admit, the Masters of the Air was the inspiration behind the 190s. Build the Bs. I think what they should have done, right, well, Masters there, instead of doing a Tuskegee M, do an episode on the Luftwaffe pilots.
Yes, for balance, absolutely.
Yeah, for balance.
None of the Band of Brothers or any of that, they didn't really ever do that, did they?
No.
They were the baddies. You captured Germans and captured Japanese, but that would have been a good episode to show what the Luftwaffe was up to. Live in hope that someone would do that. That'd be cool.
Okay, I've got my cockpit in. See if my seats fit. It's a squeeze, but they do fit. Obviously, we'll decal these up. Well, not decal, but photo etch these up. But do they fit in side by side? Look at that.
So there's never any need for aftermarket with that kit. The only thing you need is a bit of brass for the pitot probe.
Hmm.
That's nice.
All right,
isn't it?
that.
Still
So
right.
it's a good thing about sort of post-war RAF aircraft, the black cockpit.
Yes.
It
Does make it a bit easier.
does, yeah. Especially in 7 because you don't see a lot in there anyway. So
No.
need a Canberra. That's what we need.
Good looking airplane. Fancy doing an intruder now. To be honest.
An intruder.
Yeah, but I don't know why. It's one of those aircraft. I want to build one. You know,
Good aircraft, the intruder.
I want the A6E, the late one,
Don't worry, they'll be bringing that back out at some point.
definitely. Gulf
That'll be
War.
next actually, and then they'll do the tram. I would have thought that's the order they did it in 48 for Hobby Boss and Trumpeter in it. So
Crikey, he's been quite restrained.
who?
You.
Why? What do you mean?
I just had a look at shopping cart and I thought there'd be 500
No.
sword kits
No.
in there.
Has anybody put names down? So I know.
Okay, so the instrument combing fits in there, and this fits over the top. Wow, it actually fits.
Does it?
Yeah,
The surprise.
found something that fits.
There's one
What's that
part
thing?
that fits on that kit.
Instrument thing.
It's the bits that you don't think will fit, like the resin and the photoette.
Oh god, at some point I'm gonna have to put these decals on. Let's see what happens. I think
I mean, that's a good way to end today's event.
get a bit of water.
50-year-old Decal. Nothing's going to go wrong. We'll just
Matchbox 50-year-old decal. Perfect.
polish the paint how they're going to go on to give them a fighting chance of settling.
I've give it a satin coat, so to be fair, there's about 6 decals or something. So
Yeah, need some filler.
some thriller.
Yeah, around the wing roots.
I know it's kit needs filler. I am surprised. Let's have a look at what we've got. Where's my box?
Right, okay. So, if you haven't, update your builds, everybody. We're going to go off and have a look at all your great work in a minute.
You guts.
Put some lids on.
Carpet monsters claim the fuel tank. I'll come back later.
Okay. Oh, this morning's absolutely flown by.
Yep.
Yeah, it always does.
Yeah. Okay, get rid of that. Pointy things out of the way in the cupboard.
Hang on a minute. Chris Hewitt say thanking Phil for the mug and the hoodie top. You're going to have the only mug in Australia. You have to smuggle it in.
He gets round it because he sends it to his dad, doesn't he? He gets it sent to his dad.
I was going to say, has your dad got it? I was going to say, as far as I know, I haven't sent one to Australia. Could have done.
You can't send them to Australia. They don't accept mugs.
No, I know.
It's a banned product, isn't it?
Yeah, we sent quite a lot of stuff to his dad.
Not much so.
Contraband back from Australia.
So we'll
Yes,
be going
GMT
through.
+1 tomorrow.
We're going through the customs with a twitchy bum, waiting for him to pull him over.
Has he got a finger there? He's got a little finger.
Right, where are we? Use the fun builds. There we go. Right, okay, so over to your great work. Let's have a start in here. This is the Edard Mirage 3. We spoke about this kit on Thursday. There we go, looking nice. All the parts. There we go, look. Fuselage half, cockpit all installed. Looks good. Very nice. That's it. When you do that bottom, get the wings on, just take your time with it. Bit of fettling, you can get that in. We spoke about it on Thursday. Honestly, it's worth spending half hour of your life to get that without needing to fill it. Just makes everything so much easier because there's a lot of detail on the underside. So go for it, Kenny. You're doing very good on that one. Here's a classic. Okay, so this is Chris, and as we know, he's working on the Escort.
Yeah.
Best looking Escort. Has he done any more to it? Yeah. Oh, there we go.
He's asleep.
Sorry. Let me just go back to the top. There we go. So that's the Escort kit. Various things inside. Very nice indeed. Got the engine. Is it a nice V6 in that?
No, it's a BDA. It's a twin cam.
Oh, right, is that what it is?
It's a Pinto, in it?
Oh,
shit.
might be a Pinto. Bottom end of Pinto.
I thought there were Pintos in them.
No, on the road cars, yeah. Top end's
Very
a-
nice. Coming together very, very well, though. Very nice.
It's a BDA engine.
Okay, next up we've got the Tackham with Robert. He's working on that giant 1/16 one. This is the Achilles. I wonder if its heel is a problem. Just saying. Nice weathering down there on the pan underneath, look. So all of that lovely engine and drivetrain all covered up, never seen again. Very nice indeed. Cool. Very nice weathering on that one, coming together very nice. We've got the Jack Panther 72nd Zvezda with a few little resin extra bits from John. There we go, look.
Lovely.
Very nice. Look at all those wheels. That's it. Get the old instructions out. Done that, done that. No snap. Weak snap. Broke it.
Yeah. That's a bit like my,
Glue this part. Love it. Good fit. Very nice. Very cool. Nice with the big brother in behind. Look. The King Tiger. Very nice indeed. There we go. Look, camo going on. Good progress down onto this one. Very nice indeed. Well done. Keep that one coming. Liking that a lot. What else we got? Oh, got to go back to down in here. We've got the. That's right. I'll pull this one over from the other side. Let me start at the top. This is Nigel. He's working on the Lucky Pierre.
Lucky Pierre.
Who's upside down.
I tell you what, I seen that the other day, and I can remember some of the others, but like he's put on the thing, that's a really rare one.
It is.
I can't remember ever seeing that. Lovely coloured styrene.
Yeah, nice.
Gold.
No painting required. Very nice. Yeah, he has got more to that, but I've got to try and figure out how to get it into the system because it's somewhere else at the same time. So anyway, we'll sort that out. The Young Miniatures, Templar Knight.
Ooh.
Am I the only one who's watching, obviously Kursk Island, Oak Island, right?
Yeah,
Who thinks Gary Drayton should die so then they could just hurry up and find it. And I don't have to sit through 13 years of watching them pull up cribbing spikes and bits of wood. Just saying.
What episode are you up to?
I'm modern. I'm right up to date. Watched it yesterday, actually, afternoon, catching up on the last Wednesday show. So,
What episode is that?
I don't know now, series 104, episode 28, or whatever it is. But I'm on the latest one now where they think they've got down to the tunnel. So
Right. And
the main one going down, the big one.
Found the wood at the bottom.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a couple ahead of that because
Oh right.
Get
You're
it
watching
from-
it via naughty programs.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Ash is putting very much good work into this one. It's a nice sculpt, that. What do you think, Matt? Can you see that?
It is a good, yeah. Young miniatures are really good sculpt anyway. They're really nice.
Mm.
Yes.
Very nice. Nice chainmail too. Oh, look at that. There we
Oh,
go.
look at that. Look.
Very nice.
The oil pallets out.
Yeah, look.
And he's got his super duper holder. Well done.
Yeah, proper holder. Look, nice. Very, very good. Coming on very, very nice, that one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. YF16, obviously, was the prototype for the F16. Very nice. 50th anniversary. Is it 50 years now or 60 now? Oh, yeah, it'll be 60 now, won't it?
50, isn't it?
I think it's the 60th anniversary of the prototype flying or something.
Yeah, 50.
50 years
Yeah.
this year? 50th
Yeah.
birthday this year. Very nice. Isn't it the one where it first test flight, it was supposed to do a taxi run, wasn't it? It took off, then he landed it on the grass. See, that was proper test flying in those days. None of this do it on computers first.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Be nice to see that one coming together. Remember, guys, don't have to rush this or anything. You've got all week to finish these. As long as you're done by Friday. Oh, look, Matchbox.
Yeah.
Gordon's working on HMS, was it Ardane?
Nice.
I don't know. Is that what it is?
Matchbox ship, eh?
Very nice.
Yeah, you
Is that how you pronounce that?
No idea.
Ardane? Help. Stuck.
Yeah,
Let's have a look. It's
Yeah,
called
me.
a.
Harry
me.
Dane, is it? Harry Dawn.
Aridane?
Darnay.
Aridane?
I haven't got a clue.
It
Hurry
sounds French.
Harry, yeah, would sound
Well,
French.
it's an HMS.
Yeah.
So, very nice. Nice little one, that.
Oh, it's rinky dinky, isn't it?
Very cool, little rinky-dinky one. Very cool, very nice. F-16E, Aggressor. Oh, look at the colour schemes, all for that. Wow.
Well, cool. Ariadne.
Ariadne, is that how it's done?
Ariadne.
All right. All right. Thank you, Nigel.
Is that Ariana?
Is that Ariana Grande?
Yeah. HMS Ariana Grande.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go. Thing.
Hey.
Greg's printed one as well.
What? Thing.
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 Du-du-du-du.
My thing lives on our mantelpiece.
Are you allowed to have it in the...
Yeah. To be honest with you, Lydia nicked it. She wanted it and then put it on the mantelpiece, and it lives there and it's never been moved. So
What's Lydia doing Wednesday Addams cosplay?
I still want to take it to school and then put it in somebody's bag
Yeah, that's it. With some guts hanging out.
or
of
on
it.
the teacher's desk or something. I don't know. Teacher's
Anyway, another
drawer.
egg plane. This one's done by Ian. He's doing the Thunderbolt. Very nice indeed. Oh, look, that's it. Get the kids involved as well.
Happy days. That's what it's about.
There
See
you go.
Granddad's trying to do his best. Look,
Yeah,
give him a chocolate egg.
give me a chocolate egg.
Super
Ariadne.
Etendard.
Do you know what? I was looking at that kit. Is that Airfixers or Hella's Rebox? Because Hella did one, didn't
I
they?
thought it was Hella's, wasn't it? I thought it was Hella's.
I think that might be the Hella one reboxed. I don't know. I've got a nurse to build an Etendard.
Yes.
Not a 48th one, though.
Anyway, Nick's doing the second one. Very nice. There you go. Load that nose up with weight. Don't look too bad, does it?
Looks all right, that Super Etendard.
Very nice. Very good indeed. Okay, 3 more to go. Glenn, he's working on the rocket launcher. Pen holder.
Pen holder.
Actually, this is a 3D print, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Very nice. Going to be all right. Assembly's nice and quick. Always is with 3D prints. That's the great thing about them. Okay, Easter Bill, we got the little easy click fit ones, the little tiny ones, the 1 to 110 scale SR71.
Tiny scale.
Tiny scale, still raised panel lines all over it. Look at that, proper ickle.
God,
Nice.
how old that
Look
is.
at that. Yeah, I was going to say, it's got to be quite old, that. Look at that, that's turned out really well. Well done. Cracking little build, that.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice indeed. See, there we go.
Difficult to get that effect on it in the 71.
Yeah, working with black solid. No, when I did my X15, it was a nightmare. Okay, Peter's working on the B17, the main one. No more.
That's in
right.
That's in flavour of the old egg plain thing, isn't it?
Yes.
What we used to do.
Very nice. See, that's what you need to do. Mark's got it correct, look. So I take it that's the Airfix 48 scale one. I think. Yes, it is. That's what you need. The forward facing wings, look. That would help.
Yeah.
It can't be worse. It'll probably give it a shorter takeoff run.
Very Jerry Anderson.
Yes, very cool. Very good indeed. Okay, this isn't going to work. I had trouble with this earlier, so we'll do it this way round. Okay, there we go. This one is from Alan. And Picara, I do believe. So this will be Kinetics 48 scale.
Ah.
There we go. Getting down and dirty with the old wash on there.
There's a bit of a weird coincidence with 2 Argentinian aircraft.
Yes. Very nice indeed. Is this going to work? No, it's not going to work. Okay. Oh, look, Matt, for you. Chris.
Yeah.
He's done F14.
Beautiful work, Chris. Beautiful.
That the Grim Reaper's markings. Very nice as well. See, what a lovely looking aircraft that is. Beautiful. Okay, nice conversion job on this. Nathan, you appreciate this. This is a 32nd Italy one converted to an F3.
Wow,
so
that's
it's got that aftermarket centre section to stretch the fuselage to get the sky flashes in.
That 3D.
I thought you was going to say, Phil, converted into a Ravel one.
Yes.
That's brave work. That's good.
That's good work. Nice little bit of rescribing in there, getting all of that plug in there and all the rest of it. So yes, good job.
Top job.
Nice to see more of that one. If you've got more, oh, there we go. Look at that. There you go. That's the plug. For people who don't know, it's got a longer forward fuselage sections. This is what this plug is to go through, because then it can fit the sky flash in.
It's stretched at the engine end as well.
Yeah, there we go. So that's the engine end plug stretched in as well. Very nice. Good work. Love that. I tip my hat to you, sir. Okay, Viper models. He's got a very nice 32nd scale Typhoon.
That was still bothering me the other day when you said that's a 30-year-old aeroplane.
Did you have a look? Was I right?
Well, it must have been, because thinking back when I was like 10-ish, 15, it was announced as the new thing, wasn't it?
I must admit, I heard that bit of useless piece of information the same day as then they were saying about the Apache is 23 years old. That's why it's retired, the AH-1 British one. And they've retired it. And at that point, I was thinking, never. Because I remember when Westland got one on the back of the lorry, because I happened to see it going into Westlands, one of the US ones, so they knew what to build. Before we started building the WAS Apaches down there, because it was only down the road from where I used to live in Yeovil. And it was quite a momentous thing. I was thinking, God, that's about the time my little one was born. So, it all sort of made sense. And then straight off the bat, it was like 30 years older than Typhoon. It's like, Jesus, time flies.
Old aeroplane. It's not an old aeroplane. I'm refusing to accept it. Look at the paint. That looks nice.
Yeah, really nice paint and weathering on this one. Very nice job indeed. Very good. Very, very nice.
Good stuff there, isn't there?
Some good stuff. Okay, what else we got? Tornado. GR4, I do believe. Yes.
617. Special
From
marking.
Viper again. Very nice indeed. Like the fog covers.
That's a
Nice
Well
weathering.
done.
Cracking.
cracking tail there.
There's nice tail art on that one.
That's a long time ago now when they did that special flight down the dams.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool. Very, very nice indeed. Good job. What else we got down in here? Is that a Connie? Oh, look. Constellation.
Blimey.
Guys, when you post this up, can you put what kit and all the rest of it? Is this the old Hella one?
I would have thought so, yes. Nobody else has done one, and it's definitely 72.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's the Hella one then.
Pretty looking aircraft, the Connie.
I think the Constellation's a great looking aircraft. I don't like it when they've got that early warning radar jobby one with all the lumps and bumps. That's a bit over the top. But just as a general sort of airliner, I think it looks absolutely stunning.
Yes.
Very pretty aircraft. So yes, good job on that one. Sorry, not working. What do we got? Cockpit of a Spitfire. Mark 1 Spitfire. Bit of Quinta stuff in there into the 48 scale. Tamiya kit. Sorry. There we go. Turn it that way. Nice. Very good. Oh, bit of railway work. Welsh slate.
Well, there.
There you
Different.
go.
That's cool.
Very nice. Is that Engage?
You should know.
Well, I don't know. You have to ask my other half. I wouldn't have a clue. She'll
It's
know
on a book.
exactly. Yes.
Perhaps that is Engage. And it, oh, look.
Probably. Oh, look. Little video one.
A MiG.
It is.
Vietnamese MiG.
Vietnamese MiG.
It's the Airfix MiG-17.
Quite nice, isn't it? Nice kit.
It is come out. Very nice kit. Yeah, very, very good indeed. And what else we got? Oh, look. There we go. Nice bit of wall work and all the rest of it. And use the Flory Models wash.
Stone hut.
Hmm.
That's come out really nice.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Very good.
Really good.
Nice weathering on that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very
Got proper.
authentic.
You say it looks very authentic. Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look.
That's very nice. There we go. So,
Done that.
special hobby. Tempest Mark 5.
Who is it?
Finish on that's lovely, isn't it?
This is Steel Models.
I know Alex has done one off our site, hasn't he? He's
Mm.
just finished one as well. Isn't it? Really nice. It's a nice kit, that is.
Nice kit, yeah.
Because is that the high-tech one?
I don't know.
It looks like it because it's got the
It
engine
looks
and
like
stuff,
it,
so
yeah.
it's
It says it's got the resin engine, so I assume
Yeah.
it is then, yeah.
come out really nice. And good photos as well. Really nice.
Good photos. Very, very nicely done. Very nice. Okay, some of the guys with the various parts down in here that are going through, and I think we're up to date down in that end. So there we go. Gives you a little bit more. Very cool.
Keep
This
it
is
up.
from-
Keep posting
There we
up.
go. Look, good
Have a look.
advert. Look, you're using the wash. Look, that's what
Yeah.
you want to do. You need the wash. That's what makes your models amazing. So yes.
Guess
There we go.
what?
Can I nick your video and then I'll use it instead of mine because these are better.
I tell you what, it's a good video as well, isn't
It
it?
is a good video on that, yeah.
It's been all right. My
That's it.
my 50-year-old decals
Yes.
have gone down absolutely perfect.
There you go, you see.
No problem. And they're even conforming to the deep raised detail. Can you see that, look, on the big star?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone down just amazing. I mean, fortunately, the like serial numbers or whatever aren't brilliant, but they're going to be weathered anyway. But they've gone down ace.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be surprised because actually Matchbox decals, even old ones, are still all right normally. But you know, when it gets to half a century old, you've got to, you've got to worry a little bit, haven't you? So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good job. Right, don't forget, guys, if you want to, you can pop over to the Flory Models store. You've got it just down in here. And you can come through, and we've got the washes all available. There's no sale on these this week because, to be honest, you guys have been so well and supporting us so fantastic. We don't need to do a sale. So anyway, we've got pigments down below and all the rest of it. But what is on sale? Unfortunately, I've only got one mouse mat, and that's totally my mistake because I had a bit of trouble with the printers. And I said, we need a restock. And they were like, yeah, okay, we can do that. And then I got one. I was like, well, because we normally order 30 at a time. I was like, we normally have 30. Oh, we only did one. You just said do one. And I was like, yeah, but I meant like a football we normally have. Oh, anyway, so they will be back in next week. All right. So we will be, I'll sort them out. So again, usual thing, when it does go out of stock, so I'm sure it will in a minute, you'll get a little box down in here and it will say, put your email. Put your email address in, I'll email you to say it's back in. And obviously you get the full sticker set and you get the small stickers with it as well, with the mouse mat and everything else like that, which I have to say is great for bending photo etch. They're on, but obviously the polo shirts are on offer, the t-shirts are on offer. We're out of stock of the aprons. They should be in. I wouldn't say next week now, it'll be the week after because of Easter, but they should be with us shortly. They are reordered and we have ordered 30 of them, so that'll be all right. But anyway, the hoodies as well, I think, is it 4XL or 5XL? We're out of stock. They're on order. They will be back in, hopefully either very late this week coming or it will be early next week in there. I have got more than 9 mugs, to be honest, because I've got about 200 still upstairs. So, but of those. But don't forget, if you want a Flory Models mug for the limited edition Korean version, the orange one, members, you know where to go and get those. They are somewhere separate and they're selling very well at the moment, so we're okay. The 3D printed stuff, as I say, that's going well. That's all in stock, and I've got the nozzles as well. So we're pretty much stocked up. All right, so you can get any of those ones. Just pop along, pop in the store. Members, don't forget you get 15% off the washes and pigments. All right, there's no discount on mugs or tops because, to be honest, there's very little in it. We don't make much money. European people, please click on here. That'll take you over to Braveco. Braveco's working on a brand new website, which I'm hopeful will go live very, very soon. All right, so that'll be up with you very shortly. All right. Now, Matt, can you do us a favour?
Yes, mate.
My post has just turned up, so I just need to deal with the post.
Anyway.
So yeah, well that's it. But he's turned up right now. And we want to wrap up properly. So just talk for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and I'll be back. All right.
All right. Okay. Just drop me in it. Hold on. Let me.
I've dropped you in it. So show you there. I've just got to go a sec.
Because I've got to shoot off as well because I need to get to work. So. Just on the PM side of it, obviously we've got our sale going on as well. If you want to check that out, we've had new books in as well in the book section. I can't show these because I've got not the access, but also thank you obviously for everybody who's purchased so far. There's been loads of you, so really good sales. And
just remember on our site, normally everything, all the model kits are discounted by approximately 12%. Even without the sale we've got on now. So they're normally quite a lot cheaper than you'll get from other places, even without a sale on.
They are indeed. Let's have a quick roundup of where you at, Andy, with yours.
We can't see it, can we? No one can see it. Yeah, the wings are on. I needed to put a bit of filler in the wing roots. If I had more time and I thought about it, I could have probably stretched the fuselage out slightly to make them fit. But it's a rush build, isn't it? So I didn't. So I've ended up using a perfect plastic putty because it's the quickest thing to put on and clean up. And it'll look right for a week, which is all right. And then it'll shrink back and you'll see lines again. But I'm not sure.
Let's get some photos done and that's it. Never to be seen again.
It'll be right for a week. But yeah, it's coming on. So it's basically the wings are on, fuselage is all together, tailplane's all on and everything. And there's not a lot more to go on it, to be honest with you.
We're about ready for priming, are we?
Yeah.
What scheme are you doing it? The box art, I take it?
Yeah, the same scheme I can do it. It's just got to be the box art, which is olive drab over light grey.
Nice. Simple colours.
Exactly. And fair, that's why I thought that'd be the easiest one to do because one or two colours when you're doing a quick build is easier, isn't it? Than messing around doing multi-coloured camera schemes and things. So.
What paint are you using?
MRP for the olive drab because that's what I've got left.
Yeah.
And I've not got a clue for the grey because I don't know what I've got. Probably Hitaka, maybe Hitaka, maybe Tamiya. Possibly Tamiya, I don't know.
dig out some neutral grey.
Yeah, it's any grey into it, so yeah.
And Nate, where are you?
I am getting all the peripheral bits ready. It's basically ready for paint. I thought we were on this afternoon. I've told Ange I'm in here all day and tonight as well. So
there you go. I'll be on tonight with you, mate. So
I might get it painted today. I've just put a little bit of paint on, brush painted on just for that last little bit of seam check-in. But this kit's just thrown together. Need to rescue the tank from the carpet monster.
Right.
The only bit that's left to do really is to prep the undercarriage. But yeah, dig out some decals, paint it today, maybe do decals tomorrow. Because I don't think it may. The only bit of aftermarket I'm going to use is one of these. Pop that in there.
Is it that bad?
Yep.
Yeah.
Need some Botox.
So these things I've got quite a few left over from, I don't know, IVF treatment for the missus. So that goes in there, wedge it in, snip it off, and you've got an instant sort of pit-up probe. So these things, you can get them dead cheap off places like Temu, but be careful, the pin sharp.
You can get from the needle bank.
Yeah, go get some second-hand ones.
Go to the nearest underpass where you live, find a load on the floor, and off you go.
I could give you a few, Nathan, if you need them.
If you know anyone who's doing like medical type things, tell them to keep your needles. We'll go to the chemist and ask for them, but yeah.
They make good thingies as well, don't they, for guns? Barrels.
Yes, gun barrels. Yeah.
Tell you what, they got to be careful. It's really hard. The metal is tough. So you need
I stab myself 4 times a day, so I've got
There you go.
loads.
plenty. Send the shop in.
Sterilised.
Yeah. Tim English just said, never had that happen. Never had PPP do that to me after time. Always let it dry. I think that's the thing with Perfect Glass Body. If you let it dry properly, it's good. If you rush it, which I am doing, it does tend to shrink back after a while.
It is.
Hmm.
It is.
I think that's the same with all putties, though, isn't it? Generally, unless you're going to go with super glue and kicker or talc, they are all going to shrink back at some point. Just depends on how much, because obviously a lot of them, especially the plastic putty, being water based, it evaporates and it shrinks back.
Yeah.
So yes. Anyway,
I'm at
all
a
your
state-
mugs have gone, everyone. Thank you for everyone who ordered up till what was it? I don't know, yesterday afternoon or something. They've all just gone. So sorted.
Did you have your friendly postman?
I did. Do you know what? He's quite jolly at the moment. I don't know if he's been told. Cheer up. But we just had, I think it was like 40 odd go out, and he's like, 'cause he has to scan them all, and it's like, but he was quite cheery with it, so that's all right. But he has been recently, so he's all right. It's not like John come here.
No.
Oh, if I can hate this job.
Yeah.
So yes.
Andy,
Anyway,
I'm
just have you all shown your wares?
Yes, we have. We've gone round
We've not shown them, but we've talked about them because we've gone
gone round the block and shown them. So
Well, you that's it. You can show the bits of them. That's okay. So don't forget, everybody. PM Models having somewhat of a 30% sale. What's the beginning of the show to explain how that
Hey.
works?
we've done that as well.
Oh right, okay. There you go. So that's your look at it. So yes, and I just saw it there. Somebody was saying somebody about buying the Phantom, so somebody else doesn't have to. We could get more. So
Yeah.
so yes, and if you fancy doing a big frightening, there you go. If you want to do the big monster one, 100
So
quid.
that's
Nice.
105 plus an extra 10.
Yeah, that's it. So
That's proper bargain. That, so don't forget that. There's an extra 10 off all that lot.
off
apart
10%
from
off
obviously
all
the
of
little
these
ones.
prices. Yes.
The little ones, obviously, because they're so cheap, there's an extra 10
Yeah.
off them, not the 20, obviously, because there's just
Yeah,
nothing in
that's
it. So they're not be worth us doing. But if anybody fancies these tiny little Meng things, then, they are available. But yeah, everything else.
We've sold some, haven't we?
Yeah, people bought them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the second one, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I must admit, I am going to get those ones
proper
when they
scale.
come out. I will get the proper scale, the bigger ones. I think they're quite cool. And I must admit, I was looking at the 3D printed ones in 30-second.
Yeah.
They do the big ones like this.
Yeah,
but
they do. Yeah.
I can imagine trying to print the little flappy wings would be a nightmare. So,
Yes.
30-second scale heights, spice harvester.
well, that would be, you could drive that.
You can live, more than it, yeah.
Stick a thing on it, can mow your lawn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it'd be like a
It's a
lawnmower, go around.
little lawnmower.
Or a carpet sweeper.
Yeah. Yeah, Hoover. That'd be ace.
Very nice. Right, okay, if I just show you mine then before we go. So I've managed to, there we go, get this somewhat all together. So the cockpit's on, the cockpit's in, as you can see. So we've got the decals down there. I will paint up the seats and all the rest of it. I'll get the canopy fitted tomorrow. I might drill this and put the tailplanes into it to do it properly. But actually, now we've did that wing system, I think we're okay. It's definitely got a bend at the top here. Pretty sure. Now it's drying, I might try and bend it. There you go, that's a bit better. Bend it back the other way. But yes, it's all right. Considering we haven't got any filler in there yet or done anything with it underneath. It's going to need a little bit of something. But it's not so bad under there. I think we'll live with that.
Yeah.
But yes, putting these on because there's nothing at all. So I might drill and try and pin those in tomorrow when we're back on tomorrow. I can do all of those. So that would be quite nice if we can get on with those ones and get them together. So yes, but a productive morning, I would say.
I've had a very productive morning. So yeah, pleased with that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very, very good.
Put me on to
Bill's repeating himself since, well, what's new? I've always done that. So anyway, so we are back with you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So you can carry on with your work and all the rest of it. Keep updating your threads. Remember, if you're not a member, you want us to see it, stick it over on Instagram and we can show it on there as we make our way through. And as I say, I'll probably do a bit more to this afternoon. And hopefully we can get the canopy working all onto it, get a coat of primer onto it as well. And then I might get it into paint. If not, I'll get it into paint in the morning and go through the motions of it, and then get it deckled and sorted. So that's the plan for me. And yes, that is about it. So enjoy the rest of your day. So if we known we was all available, we could have carried on until this afternoon, but fine.
I'm going to bed.
You lot can carry on. I've got to go to work.
I am at work. It's fine. Yeah. Right. Okay, then. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Obviously, don't forget any comments, likes and subscribes. Would be very much appreciated as well when you get all your bits and pieces over at the Flory store, or you go over to Prevaco if you're in the EU. And don't forget, we've got everything you could ever need over on the pmmodelsuk.com store as well. So you can get all your stuff from there. So till tomorrow morning, an hour early because the clocks go forward, so don't turn up here at 11 o'clock saying you're early. We will see you all bright and sparky 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So till later, guys. Happy modelling. Take care.
Bye.
Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Bye.
We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.